Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Pyrrhic.
And I'm Victoria.
And this is now the 10th video, 10th episode.
A very special episode.
In our series where we go into Lore Olympus in excruciating detail, starting now with episode 141 onwards. Leave that nebulous in case we get stuck on something, like a burr.
It's like a tick.
Some kind of seed, yeah, tick.
Blood-sucking parasite.
Some kind of blood-sucking parasite just leeching on to Lore Olympus and making endless content about how terrible it is. So, we've moved past the actual discussion of the Act of Wrath now.
Right.
And we're at the part where Persephone is at Hades' house pretty much full time. And I have no idea. I couldn't tell you anything beyond that. Zeus isn't doing anything.
No, and it's not clear as to why. It's not clear why we've suddenly gone into like this bodyguard situation where it's like there's no reason presented to us why Zeus didn't just knock down his door and grab her.
No.
There's no reason presented to us why Hermes didn't just knock down his door and grab her. I don't even know, like, when Hades was saying in this series of episodes, maybe we can go on a date after the trial, I was sitting there going, like, what trial? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like they had the Zoom call, and then they hung up on Zeus, and now it's like, now what? Like, what is going on? What are we moving towards? It's like, as Lore Olympus goes on, it becomes more and more nebulous and more almost surreal, where I feel like not only are the characters floating in the void artistically, but I'm floating in the void from a story perspective because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the next plot point is. I don't know what the stakes are. I don't know what the overarching plot of this comic is.
No, and a lot of times you'll see people come with like some sort of defense where they say, well, oh no, the reason why so-and-so did that is because of this reason. And it's like, that's not true. You just made that up. That wasn't in the text.
Yeah.
If you purely look at what's in the text as opposed to the fans making up all these things by filling in the blanks themselves because it's very tropey, and you tend to do that when you get a bunch of tropes, you understand like what the trope is supposed to be like ushering the audience towards, and you fill up the rest yourself. What's actually being
communicated.
Communicated in the text, the actual actions that are objectively there in the story don't amount to anything.
No, it's very unclear. It's very, like, so nebulous. Again, like, in this batch of episodes, we read 10 episodes, we read from 140 to 150. Hopefully we'll be able to cover that. In this batch of 10 episodes, like, there's 5 different plot lines going on, and we just switch to a different plot line, like, every 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And, again, I don't know what it's adding up to. I don't know, like, what I'm supposed to even hold on to, because the speed at which this comic introduces plot lines and then forgets them is, like, it's amazing, you know? It's like
Olympic level.
Yeah, and we've decided, like, we're probably going to go to the end of season 2, cover the infamous Kronos battle, and then we want to take a step back and do, like, an overarching video of Lore Olympus through season 2, because season 3 hasn't wrapped up yet, and it's the last season, so we don't really know, like, it could, and from what I've read, because I've been reading it week to week, it's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, this is like the void, and season 3 is like we're in space, like we're floating next to a black hole.
Oh gosh.
Like I could tell you even less.
Yeah.
What the plot is for season 3. Like season 2 is already terrible. Season 3 is like, I feel like I'm taking drugs when I read season 3.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So I kind of want to leave it at season 2, at least until season 3 wraps up, so we have something definitive to look at, where it's like, now we know the ending. Does what is building up to it make any sense? And so after the end of season 2, after we covered season 2's finale, we were going to do a 30,000 foot video, kind of circling back to what we brought up in the second video in this series of like all the different plots that are being introduced, all the different characters that are being introduced.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be like Rachel, we don't want to bring up a plot and then completely forget to close it.
Yeah.
So like we're reading through it now, and then after the finale, we want to do like a big reread and like make a very complicated Excel document showing you like actual numbers, actual figures and facts that basically quantify all of the stuff we've been saying episode to episode.
Yeah, and just gotta leave it at that and just step away from it, because we both noticed anecdotally talking to each other, like, hey, you know, I watched a movie the other day a couple years ago, I thought it was crap, but it was actually pretty good. Oh yeah, I did that too. You know why? Because you've been looking at Lore Olympus with a microscope for the past several months.
3 months. It's been like a quarter of a year.
Yeah, and Let's Play by itself isn't even good.
No, it's not good.
But it's like...
It looks like... I was telling someone, I was like, it looks like effing Da Vinci compared to Lore Olympus. Let's Play looks like the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
Compared to Lore,
It's
like
shocking.
to the point that it's like our videos are so positive for Let's Play just
Yeah.
because compared to Lore Olympus, it looks so good. And I noticed that. I mean, I've noticed that with a lot of movies, just because modern movies are so terrible.
Yeah.
Like I went back and rewatched, Die Hard 3. I went back and rewatched Spider-Man 3, and it's like it's not even that bad. But it's like you're only saying that because you've seen even worse.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not like you're seeing really good stuff and then middle quality and then really bad stuff. It's like on Webtoon, from what I've seen, you know, I haven't read a lot of Webtoons, but from what I've seen, there's, like, really nothing that great. It's just, like, the extremely terrible and then, like, mediocre. And then if it's mediocre, it looks like a freaking gem by comparison, you know?
Yeah.
So just to follow on that idea, like, covering Lore Olympus because it's so bad. The other thing I've noticed is that there's only so much you can say about how bad Lore Olympus is episode to episode. Like, it's gotten to the point where I think all of our, like, most creative, interesting rewrite ideas occurred in season 1.
Yeah.
And now that we're in season 2, like, and there's no plot, you know? Like, the Act of Wrath came and went, and, like, the Act of Wrath happened in 1:15. It's 1:41. There's really been no plot since the Act of Wrath was revealed. So basically, season 2, since the Act of Wrath reveal, has just been one big downward slide into nothing, into sludge.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can even critique or you know, make an alternate headcanon with, because there's nothing there.
No.
There's no building blocks of a plot. There's, like, the plot has just exited the comic.
Yeah.
By this point in season 2. Like, there's nothing happening.
It's just gone.
It's just, like, episode to episode, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like, random stuff happens, but it adds up to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no new reveals, no interesting plot nuggets. It's just, like, sludge. Toxic sludge.
It's just boring and, like, stupid. Like, why are we focusing on this for no reason?
Yeah.
Right? And that being said, thinking about maybe putting out an overview video of a couple other series, right? Like we mentioned.
Yeah, so as we are moving away from Lore Olympus, because we're kind of hitting the point where it's like you're just kind of talking about how bad it is instead of trying to come up with alternate ways to make it better with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking of starting to cover different webtoons. So we've already done a few episodes of Let's Play. We kind of want to do the same thing with Let's Play, because Let's Play is nowhere near as bad as Lore Olympus. Just read like a batch of episodes and then just do like a video going like, this is how far we read into it, this is what we think of it. So we're going to do that for Let's Play, we're going to do that for Lore Olympus at the end of season 2. And then we want to start covering other comics like Midnight Poppyland came up.
True Beauty.
True Beauty. And then, yeah, whatever other comics, if you guys have suggestions, put them in the comments section below. But yeah, we were also thinking of branching out to like anime and manga, you know, a Naruto video, watching the whole series, and then kind of trying to process what just happened. That's going to be an ordeal. And then I definitely want to do Chainsaw Man too.
Yeah.
Because the anime just came out, and I really like the art in the manga, but I don't know, I never read past like the 25th episode, or the 25th chapter.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that to say that the Lore Olympus series is coming to an end. We're going to try to finish it in like the next 6, 7, 8 episodes, or 6, 7, 8 videos, and kind of branch out and just talk about different webcomics, different comics, talk about more movies, and other media as well. So do you have anything else to say, or do you want to add to that, or should we just get into it?
Let's just get it over and done with. Rip off the old Band-Aid. Who
Okay.
gives a crap?
Okay.
It sucks. That's all I have to say about it. It's terrible.
Okay, so we're on episode 141 called Bad Duck. This episode effing sucks.
Oh god, nothing happens in this episode.
Nothing happens in this episode. Persephone just wakes up.
She's sleeping with the dog.
She's sleeping with the dog. And,
we better get ready for work. That's so funny.
and, you know, she says we better get ready for work, but she doesn't go to work.
She doesn't work.
She doesn't work.
No.
Like, she's a wanted fugitive.
Yeah. And her hair is, like, suddenly long
between panels.
So she can give herself micro bangs or something.
Yeah, but, like, what does she do? She just sits in Hades' office with a red scroll.
And she's just staring at the scroll all day.
Yeah, she's not, like, writing on it. She's just sitting in a chair, like, looking at the scroll.
Better get ready for work.
And then she says, we better get ready for work to the dog, as if the dog were something wrong with his hands.
His hands?
Can't even walk,
No.
let alone work.
And she keeps doing this thing where, like, these sweat drops are coming out all over the place now.
Where?
Like, right here, so if you keep going down.
This is a hideous panel.
Yeah, she doesn't even
Her face looks awful.
Yeah.
Those eyebrows. Everyone has caterpillar brows.
And what's the dog sweating for?
I don't know why the dog's doing a sweat drop. Maybe because it's an ugly hairstyle.
Yeah. And then she's like taking a shower. Stupid dog crap that we don't care about.
And then she's just floating in space.
Yeah, with her weird pointy feet.
Barbie feet.
Yeah.
What's the dog doing? Why is the dog angry?
I don't know. It was also had a sweat drop and now it's angry. There's no. If you try and sit to like understand like what's happening in these panels, you're gonna like give yourself dementia. It's ridiculous.
No, but the other thing is I don't even know where she came from because there's no door in this hallway.
She's just been standing in the hallway.
She went down a hallway. And it's a dead end. She went down the hallway just so that she could stand there with a book in her hand.
It's creepy.
Like, what the F?
It's just all of it's terrible.
It's so bad. I can't believe it's still #1 on Webtoon.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And then every time we see Hades' kitchen, it looks different.
Totally different.
And she's like suddenly tiny in this panel.
Yeah.
Guess you're stuck with me. She's wearing this horrible sweater set.
Yeah. It makes her look very frumpy.
This front door opening sound.
That made my blood pressure spike a lot. Fitbit sent me a notification.
Cannot hear.
Yeah. When I was reading this part of the story, Fitbit sent me a notification. It's like, you might want to go to the doctor. Call 911. There's something wrong with your heart.
Your heart rate is accelerating. Take deep breaths.
Yeah, so God, that must be him. And she's got a sweat drop in that panel too.
Yeah, why is she sweat dropping?
There's tons of sweat drops like in these next several chapters, and it's just
Did
weird.
she like start watching anime or something? That's not what a sweat drop is for.
No.
Music note, question mark, exclamation point, sweat drop. Hi.
And then he makes a weird, creepy expression as he goes, "Ugh."
Yeah, this is embarrassing. This is so bad.
His characterization is so different from the beginning
I know.
of the story.
In the beginning where he was like, okay, take your pants off, let's get this over with.
Yeah, it's so weirdly different. You know, he saw her at the party and he's going, oh, yes, that's a sweet young thing, with his stupid glasses and his pervert stare.
Yeah.
And now he's going like, oh, don't look at me.
He's like those Sims that, like, what's the Sim mode where it's like never nude? That's what he's become. He's a never nude Sim.
Tobias suffered a rare psychological affliction of never being able to be completely naked.
Excuse me, do these effectively hide my thunder?
No, I need you to be completely undressed.
I am completely undressed.
He takes a shower in, like, underwear.
Oh, God, so he never cleans himself.
He never cleans himself.
Oh, so he's stinky.
Yeah.
He goes, sorry, I was just out for a run. Pants. I got donuts, and he's sweating again.
He has boobs in this panel. Giant ones.
Yeah.
Huge badonkers.
You went running to get donuts?
Why is she facing the wrong way?
You went running to get donuts?
No, she's like, her entire body's facing this way, but she's like, you went running to get donuts.
Not only that, she's like shaming him.
I know.
Because he says a little counterintuitive, I suppose. He's like embarrassed. But check out the Hank Hill butt on him right there.
I know.
It's like concave. Like, what's going on with that? This big wedgie, like he would just sucked it into his crack.
He clenches around Persephone.
Right? Like after that active breath stuff. He's like,
yeah.
ooh.
He's always tucking.
What the heck? Yeah. Oh my God. You look nice this morning. Well, you look nice.
Oh, this is your favorite panel coming up. Why is the dog angry?
Oh, the broken leg panel.
Yeah, the broken leg panel.
Oh, stop.
You stop, Persephone. She's got insect legs.
Her legs, they work like dog legs. Or
No, it's like the aliens in Arrival.
Yeah, that's her leg, alright.
Do you want to see the ruins?
Yeah.
Oh, why does the dog have eye whites in that upper, like this panel, and then he has like little dot eyes in the next one?
I don't know. And he says, but it's true. And then just a bunch of stupid bullcrap.
It's like she can't be bothered. She does this a lot, and it's like she can't be bothered to write the dialogue. When Minty and Thetis were like gossiping, it's like just write some effing dialogue. This comic already has very little dialogue as is.
Yeah.
Just write some dialogue. There's no characterization because there's no dialogue.
No.
I don't even know what their characters are because there's no dialogue.
Well, that's like what I said. You know, Sims 4 has that feature where you can answer a questionnaire to create a sim based on a story. And it's literally like a bunch of questions where it's like you answer it in the first person, like putting yourself
It's like
in
a
the mindset.
personality test.
Yeah, like a personality test. and I couldn't answer any of them because I didn't know any of the personalities of the characters in the story.
No.
But I did my best, and they all ended up being
Evil. The only thing I know about these characters is that they're all douchebags. Like, all the good characters are douchebags.
Yeah, they're all selfish douchebags.
Like, case in point, Hera.
Yeah, yeah.
Your Majesty. Oh, this guy became, like, morbidly obese since the last time we saw him. And like, what is this, Saturday? No, it's Sunday because she woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Sunday.
It's like 2 days later.
No, it's one day later.
Oh,
It's
one
the day
day
after.
later, yeah.
And she's like, we better get ready for work, but it's Sunday.
Yeah.
It is Sunday, right?
I believe so, yeah, because the previous one, the last
It was
part
a
of the
Zoom
chapter...
call. It
yeah,
was a
the
Zoom call and then Hera comes over.
Oh, but this is the same day.
Is it?
Because they show Hera going there, presumably at the same time. Because, I mean, Hades and Persephone, what were they doing at the end of the last series of chapters?
They were watching a movie and she tucked him in.
Yeah, so that was nighttime.
Yeah.
And
But then they cut to Hera and
at night,
Echo.
presumably,
Yeah.
right?
So this is a flashback.
No, so they've just been standing there for 8 hours. And it's morning now.
They were standing outside the motel for 8 hours, and then meanwhile Persephone woke up and started getting ready to go about her day.
They weren't standing outside the motel. They were in there because, remember, she called him...
Oh, yeah.
She called him that
The G word.
horrible.
The G slur.
Very, very offensive.
Yeah.
Disgusting word. And then after she called him that, she's just been standing there for 8 hours. So she calls him that, and then she just...
Yeah, because they cut to Persephone waking up, and then they cut back to Hera and Echo as if it's
Yeah.
happening at the same time.
Yeah, as if it's at the same
But
time.
in the last chapter, it ended with Persephone and Hades going to bed, and then cut to Hera and Echo, so it would have made more sense to pick up with Hera and Echo.
Yeah, would have. But priorities, right?
Yeah, you have to show Persephone the stupid... You know what? Like, you can tell, like, we were saying that you can tell Rachel gets bored because she draws stupid faces. You can tell she also gets bored because, like, instead of continuing with the story that she set up in the last episode, she cuts to Persephone doing fluffy things because she's bored of the story.
Mhm.
She doesn't care about the story.
No.
And then this entire scene is pointless.
It is. It's just more of Hera being a douche that we don't like. They're basically there to collect Persephone's things that she left behind because they're after that SIM card.
Is it weird that Hera, Echo, and Persephone are all wearing the same outfit in this episode?
The sweater?
Yeah! The chunky knit sweater!
The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time.
They're all
Turtle deck! That's the call!
The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time.
I just noticed that they're all wearing turtleneck slouchy rib sweaters.
That must have been like fashionable.
It's like
at the time or
oddly
something.
specific. We want the thing she left behind.
She has her hand out. ...
This, like, just advance the plot.
And he says, what's happening?
And it's just a lazy zoom of the previous panel.
Yeah, but Echo just repeats what Hera just said.
I know. Persephone, she was here. We want the thing she left behind. Hand out. What's happening? Oh, she wants Persephone's belongings. Make haste, goat man. Like, what? It's like he... Hi, I'd like to rent a room. What's happening? Oh, she wants to rent a room. Like, it's so bad. It's like...
hello. How are you today?
Exactly! It's like she didn't even read. She wrote that panel and then, like, went and did her laundry and then came back and then wrote the rest of it.
Yeah.
And she didn't even read to see that Echo basically said the exact same thing that Hera said.
Nah, dude. I mean, like, when we were writing DCG, and I don't know if you ran into this problem with Black Queen, but I definitely ran into this problem with Butterfly Dream. I was trying to cram so much into those speech bubbles.
Oh, dude, I was too.
I crammed so much into that.
I was too.
I made the font tiny.
I made the font tiny.
And, like, you have the character, and, like, everything around
The
them is
speech
speech
bubble
bubbles.
is so big, it takes up the majority of the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was for me,
And
too.
I didn't want to have gutters, because it's like...
I didn't want to have gutters either, because I hate...
Distracting.
Gutters are distracting.
Yeah.
And it reduces... Like, gutters are basically, like, the in-real-life equivalent of, like, holding on a frame.
Yeah.
In like a movie. So, like, the bigger your gutters are, the slower it feels like the pacing is, just because of the nature, like, the psychological nature of the gutter. And it makes it hard to, like, remember what just happened if you don't see it right next to each other and you, like, have to scroll between panels. So I tried to keep the gutters minimal, and I ran into the exact same problem, where it's like you have NPCs saying, like the dialogue balloon is, like, an entire panel long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, because I'm trying to tell a serious story here, and every single, like, bubble I'm trying to put characterization, world building, and plot related stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like the Pirates of the Caribbean approach.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm trying to make it so that all the dialogue is efficient, yet necessary to build up the plot and the world, And then you read this, and you're just like...
One sentence, if that. Sometimes you get a ... If you're lucky, it'll be a sentence.
And usually,
a
even
speech
if there's
bubble.
multiple sentences, they're majority, like, repetitive, and they're word salad. Like, again, she circles the drain without getting to the point. Like, every single line of dialogue, like, instead of just going, like, straight for the jugular, this is the point of the dialogue. We want Persephone's belongings. The guy behind the desk goes and gets the belongings. No, you have to waste 5-6 panels. Persephone, she was here. We want her belongings. Hand out. ... What's happening?
Oh, she wants
Persephone's belongings. That's 6 panels instead of 1 panel. You know? And it's such a waste of time. And it's repetitive, and it's boring, and it adds nothing. It doesn't add character, it doesn't add story, it doesn't add to the world.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not even funny. It's just a waste of my time. And this is the stuff that makes me go mad, in addition to the stuff that's like, you're gaslighting me in real time. Like the stupid disappearing glass wall.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And this isn't, again, this is a close-up that's just a close-up of a previous panel. She didn't even draw this.
No.
Every time you see a close-up of a character, it's usually just a close-up of, like, a zoom-in of a previous panel.
No.
Hera using more racist slurs.
Mm-hmm.
Useless panel. I don't have them.
That could have been like, and then I don't have them, like that. Could have easily been like that. And so then they find him on eBay. It's like so stupid.
How'd she know
part
that
is
that
so
was eBay?
stupid.
How'd she know that that was his eBay? Like, I have an eBay. You wouldn't be able to tell what my eBay is just by watching these videos.
No, because it's Blue Underworld Lodge.
Oh.
He named it after the motel, because the person writing this comic's a friggin' moron, and that's the only way you would have been able to tell.
No, but like, hotels do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if you leave stuff at a hotel and it's valuable, they pawn it off all the time. It's legal because you forfeited your stuff by leaving it in the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing with apartments. If you vacate the apartment and leave stuff behind, they have, like, they claim ownership to your belongings.
Yeah, same thing with dorm rooms.
Yeah, so when they, like, when Hera turns him into a freaking duck for doing that, it's just like...
Spoilers.
I know, spoilers, but also, like, what he's doing is completely normal and legal.
Yeah.
And Hera is a rich piece of crap, and she's, like, crapping on this guy who's just trying to make a living.
Yeah. Of course, and she turns him into a duck, so now he can't make a living. So, you know, that's perfectly rational and normal, right?
Blue Underworld Lodge 199 in Omega Bid, correct? Her arm, Jesus. Wasted panel. Why, like, what is the point of this?
It's to meet the panel requirement.
Honestly, it is.
That's all it's for.
I've never heard that name before. He has a laptop behind the counter. That door disappeared.
Oh my god.
It's tiny.
It's the shrinking door from Willy Wonka.
It's because they copy and pasted the other panel where he was in front of the door, and then they just drew them in front of that panel.
And they didn't erase it.
No, and they didn't add to it. They didn't add the door. She just, like, vaulted behind the countertop. Like, was there, like, a desk with, like, did they ever show, like, what the desk looked like? She just, like, no-clipped to the other side.
No, and that's his laptop.
Yeah.
And they're not even showing her looking at the screen to see the listings.
No.
It's just a screenshot of the screen.
Yeah.
Not even her, like, looking at the laptop and being like, what do we have here? And then you show a detailed, like,
But they didn't
screen.
even need to find his laptop because Echo said your Omega, your Blue Lodge, whatever, on Omega Bid. So she could be like, oh, look, Your Majesty, all of these items belong to Persephone. Why did she have to go behind the countertop?
That wasn't even, like, a plot in the previous chapter when they got to the motel.
No.
It wasn't even like, oh, this is the place based on the information you gave me. It wasn't like, oh, this is the place because he's been selling her stuff, and this is the Blue Lodge of the underworld.
No, like, Echo's, like, I don't even know how Echo found it. To be honest, Persephone didn't tell them anything.
No, it's not because of Omega Bid,
and
that's what I'm saying,
Echo
right?
didn't say, like, oh, I tracked him down based on what I saw in Omega Bid.
Yeah.
Echo didn't say, oh, this is the place that Persephone told you about, and they're selling her stuff on Omega Bid. Like, I have no idea where this screenshot is coming from. I don't know if it's coming from the laptop or the phone. And, like, the fact that he's selling her stuff, it goes nowhere. It adds nothing.
Hey, I'll tell you what it adds. Demeter's brooch that she gave her daughter, the lovely brooch, it's just nasty old costume jewelry. It's trash. And she specifically, you know, took the time to say, this is just a piece of trash costume jewelry, cheap junk, piece of crap.
Did she pawned the comb, and then Hades gave it back to her, and we haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
Trying to shield you from this information since it's so terribly gosh. Dude! If she's trying to shield her from the information, then why did she bring it up like 2 panels ago? What? I tried to shield you from the information, so I brought it up 2 panels ago that he has an eBit account. What?
That's like saying, hey, I didn't want to tell you this because it's really sad. You have cancer, and I didn't want to tell you. It's terminal cancer. You're gonna die. But I didn't want to tell you because it's really sad.
No, it's not even like that. It's like, these are your colonoscopy results? Oh, there's a big tumor there. And then I rip the colonoscopy results from your hands, and I go, oh my god, I have stage 4 colon cancer. And then you say, I didn't want to tell you because it would be terribly sad that you have colon cancer. But you pretty much all but said it when you said, oh my god, there's a big tumor here.
Either that, or like you go to a restaurant and you're having dinner. Me and you're having dinner at a restaurant. The waiter brings out 2 pieces of food, right?
Yeah.
2 plates. And it's like, I don't know, you ordered yours to be like dairy-free or something, and I got like a salad. And then we're eating, and the waiter comes by and says, excuse me, that has cheese in it, right? And the waiter goes, yeah. And then you go, it has cheese in it? I go, yeah, I didn't want to tell you, because it's like, it would have made you upset. You confirm to the waiter, well, you're sitting there like a schlub. Yeah, that's got cheese in it, right? Okay, just checking, thank you. Because she confirms to the guy at the counter, you're the eBay guy selling her stuff, right? And we don't even know who's looking at those listings. If it's Hera looking at them, or if it's Echo looking at them.
I don't even know if it's Hera or if it's Echo. Because Echo had her phone out, and she was like, you're so-and-so on eBay, right?
Yeah.
So, like, why would you even bring it up if you didn't want Hera to know?
Not only that, but he's not even signed in.
No.
It just says Persephone in the search bar, and then this is what's there.
Yeah, and it doesn't say, like, listed by...
No. So how do you know it's him selling it? He's not even signed in.
He could be the one buying them.
He could be the one buying them from Hades, right? Like, you don't know. Persephone can be selling them. That's in character with her. She did go to the pawn shop.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Trying to cash in on her reputation. Anyway, this is like really, really, really extremely stupid.
Yeah.
And I feel insulted reading it. Like, just reading it, I feel insulted.
Yeah, and then there's more sweat drops.
Why are they so far away from each other? And why do they keep copy-pasting that wallpaper in when I don't even know where they are?
And there's no perspective.
No, there's no
sense of
perspective. It's just the wallpapers in the background of everything. I don't even know where they are. It's not like there's like a shadow and a line that tells you that's the corner of this small area.
And it's ugly. It's so ugly. It looks like ringworm.
Yeah, it does look like ringworm. And then she smiles. I think you would serve a better purpose in a different form. She's effing racist. She's basically turning a POC into an animal for her own entertainment. She's friggin' racist. Cancel Hera.
Hey, women loving and supporting other women. Crying emoji? I don't know what the other one is. Heart emoji. Heart emoji. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't love and support you enough. Okay, carry on.
But, like, Hera's such a Karen. She's, like, the type of person who would call the cops on her black neighbor who's just walking his dog.
Yeah.
That's the type of person she is. And then every time she shows up, all of the comments are like, oh my god, Hera, stan a queen.
We stan a queen, yeah.
Yeah, she's basically like the Queen of England. Like, she's a piece of trash.
Seriously. Yeah. So he says you can have it all.
All her stuff's back here. You can have it all. Oh my god. This is not even, it's not even straight.
Dude, bear in mind, she knows now that Apollo did what he did. And she's not punishing Apollo, but she's punishing this random guy.
Because she's racist!
Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, Minty gets turned into a plant at some point.
Because she's racist!
And Apollo still gets nothing.
Because Minty and the satyr are both not gods. That's the common thread.
It's just so ridiculous.
And the other, I thought you were gonna say, by this point, Rachel knows about the grid.
No, she doesn't. She still doesn't know about the grid.
It's like at an angle of like 20 degrees. It's so egregious.
It's horrible. And this is just god awful. Bald Hera. She's bald now.
She looks like Gudetama.
Yeah.
Julie, no, screaming for mercy. This is the second time a god has committed an act of violence against a satyr and they're screaming for mercy and it's played for comedy.
Where's Zeus?
The first one being the eyeball ripping scene.
Yeah, do you think Hades is gonna punish her for hurting somebody, a citizen of the underworld?
Yeah, outside of her own realm of jurisdiction, no. Anything for a quick buck. Disgusting. Says the billionaire. Oh my god. Get some effing perspective, Hera. Jeez. Hopefully you'll stay out of trouble now, pervert.
She's Literally married to a quack.
This desk is like suddenly at like knee height.
Yeah.
When before it was like at their chest height.
Yeah. No, this is the back office desk. You were thinking of the counter.
Okay.
They just teleported into the back office.
Oh, I didn't even see them going into the back. And the friggin' wallpaper is the same.
This is the staff-only place behind
him. But they didn't even, like, this wallpaper doesn't even have, like, it's not like they show her in front of the desk and then they show the corner of the room and then the open door.
No.
It's like the same wallpaper. It's so discombobulating.
It's a horrible claustrophobic
It's
shot.
awful. Everyone is just 2D. Oh my god, what's wrong with Hera's eyes?
No, Hera looks like...
She looks like a friggin'... She looks like old Disney. All it needs is like the Pac-Man shine.
Yeah.
Look at how different she looks from Echo. This is two different artists.
Yeah, definitely. One of them has more of the Cal art style, and the other one is like normal, right?
Oh my god. And Echo's not even looking at her.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this panel's so disturbing. The longer I look at it, the more I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Oh my god, her mouth.
Wait till you see the next one.
I can't imagine what you'd want with the broken phone. Oh, jeez. She's not even drawing their bodies at this point. She's just drawing the hand.
Look how big her linebacker shoulders have become in that panel.
No.
And if you tried to map out her arm and like how her arm is bending at that angle, you'd be like so perplexed, man.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, she's not even like drawing the bodies anymore. No. She's just drawing a big shape. Finally, the handkerchief comes back. That was only in like episode what? It was like 100 and...
I don't even know.
112? It was like 112.
So long
It was right
ago.
before the Act of Wrath. It was like 112, 113.
But this still doesn't resolve it, because she says, I know it's not much, but thank you for all your help and kindness. Yours, Corey. But what do you mean, I know it's not much? That handkerchief cost 3,000 drachma.
I know, it cost all the money her mom gave her.
It's more expensive than the comb. That's not an equal exchange, you know?
She splurged on like an Hermes handkerchief for Hades.
Yeah.
I like how her hands are like conjoined here.
She's going like this.
I don't know why.
It's so bad, dude. Every single panel sucks.
Farewell, bad duck. Why is the duck bad? He did nothing. Justice for the satyr. Those photos are horrible. How are they horrible? When Apollo assaulted her, first of all, he like came into her room when she was like half asleep, and then he was like, "Please, Persephone," and she said okay. So he never physically forced her.
He didn't beat her up and she wasn't unconscious.
Yeah, it's not like it's like a friggin', you know, dead hooker in a hotel scenario where like you find like a mangled body. There were no injuries. She didn't like go into the mirror the next day and see like bruises all over her. So there was no violence. There was no physical violence. She just passively allowed him to assault her. And that sounds like victim blamey, but in the context of the story, she doesn't say no. She doesn't ever, like, indicate that she doesn't want to like, have sex with
She doesn't
Apollo.
say no, stop.
Yeah, she
Get
never
off
says
me.
no, stop. She never tries to push him away. So as far as we know, she just passively, like, went limp and then allowed him to, like, have his way with her.
Mm-hmm.
So if you took pictures of that, how is it horrible? I mean, like, she's not being beaten. She's not being physically, like physically attacked.
No, she's not unconscious.
She's not unconscious. So how is this any different from, like, a guy just taking photos of his girlfriend, like, consensually? Like, she wasn't crying. We never saw her crying. We just saw her, like, disassociate. So, like, how are they horrible?
No, and she's been naked on videotape before.
Yeah. She was naked in the videotape with Hades, so
Yeah.
she was just naked.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if your, like, whole thing is to deconstruct purity culture, how is it bad to take a picture of a naked woman? According to your own logic.
I mean, he took the pictures without consent, but she said, what are you doing? She didn't say, stop, don't take pictures of me.
Yeah.
She just said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He
And
said,
he said,
relax.
I'm just taking pictures.
And she said, okay.
Yeah. She never said no or delete those or anything.
No.
She wasn't angry in the pictures or anything.
No. So it's like, at that point, it's like, why did you even put that in the story?
She just said okay, like she didn't even know what was happening to her.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it doesn't read like assault of somebody who's, like, fully conscious and sober. It reads like he, like, slipped something into her drink, but we missed that scene.
Never
where
happened.
he put something into her drink. Or it reads like a friggin' child.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know what's happening to them.
And
Which
she's
is
not a child.
She's not a child.
So she's capable of consent.
She's not a child, but she's written like one. So
Yeah.
that just makes me, like, it doesn't make me feel like, oh, she was taken advantage of because she's naive. It makes it feel like Rachel's fetishizing the fact that she's a child.
Exactly.
In which case, if she's so naive and she can't even consent, like, if what Apollo did to her was non-consensual because she's so naive, so sheltered, so childish, then why is the relationship with Hades okay?
Seriously.
you can't have it both ways. You can't have it so that she's so naive that she doesn't know what Apollo's doing to her in episode 24, but then, like, in episode 145, she's, like, trying to get it on with Hades.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
And she's saying, oh, I want you to want me. I'm afraid that you won't want me. Like, what?
Doesn't make any
sense. It's ridiculous. I guess there is nothing for it.
Huh?
I guess there's nothing for it.
Here we go. Why didn't you just cut that panel out? Those 2 panels are a waste.
Panel requirement, dude.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, mother. This chapter was so uneventful. The entire beginning scene where she was taking a shower with the dogs was effing pointless.
Yeah, nothing happened. It was, again, just to meet the panel requirement. That's all it was.
Standing in the hallway with a book? What was the point of that? Pointless. Second son. Hera's staring at nothing.
She's staring at the pomegranate.
Is it a pomegranate or is it a mirror?
That's the pomegranate logo for the Pomegranate Underworld
God.
Corporation.
Why is she looking at it so blankly? With no thoughts in her head?
No.
This is like,
It's bizarre.
it's weird. It's effing weird. The characters just stand around staring at nothing.
Like, what's the point of having that? Every single panel, it's like, you should know what's happening in that panel. It should do something for the story. You have control over that. It's not like a movie where it's 30 seconds of footage doesn't make a difference. You could just put it in there, like, as a thing, and to do pacing or something, it's just 30 seconds, so it goes by like that.
No, but
It's
if
just like-
every movie, or if every episode of a TV show was half the show was just 10 seconds of characters staring into space.
Leave this in the video.
That's what Lore Olympus is like.
We should start doing that in these videos.
Yeah.
Just have a point where we stare into space. I don't
Before
know.
talking,
Yeah, like somebody's eating chips. Just as a for instance, somebody's eating chips in the background. You just stare into the camera. If we did that every single
every 3 minutes,
it would be so annoying.
it would be unwatchable, unlistenable.
Yeah.
And that's basically what's happening in this comic now.
Yeah.
The only reason it's tolerable, if it was a book where you had to like flip the pages, you would feel it and you'd be really annoyed. But since it's a phone scroll and you can just scroll really fast, it's not as noticeable. But if you're reading it on your desktop like I am and you're talking about every panel like we do, you're like, what the F, bro?
What's the decision making behind this? It's ridiculous.
There's another room with no door, so I don't know how anyone got here.
How'd he get there? Where'd he come from?
It's like one of those Sims rooms, like a pool with no ladder.
Yeah, the creator just quickly got rid of the door.
Thank you for meeting with me. You're looking well. Why is she so short and he's so tall? Is he just like a really tall character, or just all the women like extremely short now?
I guess all the women are just short.
We miss you at home. Then how come this is the first time we've friggin' seen him?
Yeah, he wasn't even mentioned like offhandedly, just by name.
Oh, quick question. Do you think Hephaestus is coded as black?
Yes.
What makes you say that?
The fact that he's got dark skin and like a shaved hair hairstyle.
Right? And
yeah.
he's the only character in Lore Olympus, the only god who's like the human skin color.
Yeah.
Do you think it's racist that Rachel characterized the quote-unquote ugliest god in the mythos, who's so ugly that he got jettisoned out of Olympus by his parents? Do you think it's racist that she made him black?
Is that his backstory?
That's his backstory. That's his mythological backstory. That's why he's disabled too.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, so it's like a twofer. The black disabled character who's also canonically so ugly that he got jettisoned out of Olympus.
Yes. What the F?
So I don't think Psyche is racist because I think Psyche was retconned to be a person of color. I think she just made all of the Greeks dark because when Hades and Poseidon go down to the mortal realm, they're dark too, but they're not supposed to be black. She was just supposed to be like a dark Mediterranean person.
Yeah.
But Hephaestus is supposed to be black.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Psyche, when people started thinking that Psyche was black, she turned her black for like SJW points, like woke points. I don't think she was ever intended to be black.
No.
Because
and that's where the unintentional racism comes in, because it's like she's the only character who like can't read or write.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you disguise her as like an underclass person when she's a princess.
Mm-hmm.
She should be educated.
Mm-hmm.
She should be like well-to-do. And it's like, oh, is it interesting how that overlaps with her being
Yeah, but she wasn't intended to be black.
No.
So I don't think that's racist because she was never intended to be black. She just turned her black because it was convenient for her and it made her look good.
Yeah.
And then the fact that she was dropped from the comic, like, we haven't seen Psyche in, like, 40 episodes, if not more.
Yeah, not since Persephone went missing.
Yeah, not since Persephone went missing, and even then it was only for, like, a few panels.
Yeah.
So, the fact that she was dropped from the comic, I don't think that's racist. I think she just drops all the plots. You know, I don't think it's because she's black, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think she was originally supposed to be black, because later on she comes back, like in the latest episode she comes back, and she literally looks like Foxy Brown, you know, with like the giant slave earrings and everything. Like, I'm not calling them slave earrings, that's what they were referred to, like, controversially, but like, and I think it was like Bottega Veneta or something.
Yeah.
Some fashion house called the Big Door Knocker Earrings slave earrings.
Let's see, slave earrings.
Yeah, Vogue Italia. There you go.
Yeah.
It was Vogue Italia saying slave earrings are back in style.
Yeah.
And they're like those big golden earrings that like that are very popular in like the Black American community.
Yeah.
So the second Psyche showed up again, she's got like her hair, like Hephaestus's hair is like the airbrush, you know? And Psyche showed up again and her hair is just like glued down to her head except for one big airbrush poof at the very top.
Yeah.
She wears bandanas and then big door knocker gold earrings.
Wow.
So it's like, that's what Rachel draws black people as. And her skin tone's very dark. Like, it's extremely dark now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's not interesting, it's like Rachel's effing racist.
That's what I'm saying. That's interesting.
It's like, oh yeah, the character wasn't supposed to be black because if she was supposed to be black, she would be drawn like friggin' a hood rat from 1998.
No, that's like it's like when we just wrapped up finishing the second Let's Play video, and we talk about how Abe is literally wearing the exact same outfit as the guy from GTA San Andreas, and he looks like a background character from a Grand Theft Auto game.
I know, yeah.
He's the only character who dresses like that.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's what I'm
So
saying.
boring
Like
and
you
uninspired.
can't say like, oh, Rachel intended for Psyche to be black, because like I know Rachel. Like, I don't know her, but I know her at this point. She's like Manji.
Yeah.
If the character is supposed to be black or Asian, you would effing know.
Yeah.
Like, they would only be eating with chopsticks and eating dumplings if they were Asian.
Yeah.
If they were black, they would only have, like, cornrows and, like, giant door knocker earrings and, like, a do-rag or whatever, which is
Yeah.
how Psyche's drawn now.
Yeah.
Because now she is black, when
Right.
originally she wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Hephaestus is black, too.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really funny. And, like, if you want to point at anything racist in this comic, the fact that Hephaestus is black and disabled, and he's also supposed to be extremely ugly, like, she couldn't just draw an ugly character. She had to
No.
make him black and disabled, and, like, he's so ugly, he had to be expelled from Olympus.
It's just ridiculous because
It's like you couldn't give him a scar?
no, I mean,
Like, being black equals being ugly?
yeah, like you could have done such like an amazing thing with his character design, because I'll tell you what, out of the character designs that I've seen in the story, the one that I hate the most is Eris.
Oh, she hasn't even shown up yet.
No, she hasn't, but I've seen it floating around,
Yeah,
and that's friggin' ugly.
that's really ugly.
If you want to talk about being ejected from the Pantheon because you're friggin' ugly, dude.
You could have just given him tons of scars. You could have given him like weird, like uneven, rough skin.
You could have given him a Doctor Doom mask so you don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, like Bane.
Yeah. And just make him look like...
Just have like lots of veins and scars everywhere and like very rough skin. You could make him look like a Mortem Joe. Like, come on. just give him a bunch of boils. It's not hard. Why do all the characters have to look the same?
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, I'll just take my god template and make him black. That'll show them. He'll be
No.
the ugliest god now.
Yeah, Eris is so hideous. It's like, what was going on there?
I don't
man?
know what was going on there.
Like, look at her.
I know.
She looks like a Bing cherry.
I know.
A freaking Rainer cherry.
No,
That's what she looks like.
She looks like an infected pustule.
She's so
She looks
ugly.
like an ingrown hair.
Yeah, with the little bit of it sticking out. I think I can get it this time.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, hideous.
I won't take up too much of your time. You're taking up too much of my effing time, I can tell
Yeah.
you that. Here.
The hat's gone.
Out of my depth with this. Yeah, what'd you do with the hat? Did you just throw it away?
It's on the floor now.
Why didn't you just draw it in that hand?
No.
I guess one assistant wasn't she didn't let one assistant know that she was wearing a hat.
Yeah, probably not.
Can you really get rid of them? No, idiot. He just told you to bring it for funds and chucks.
No, giving somebody a SIM card to get rid of photos that Apollo has
Doesn't make any
isn't
sense.
going to do anything.
Doesn't make any sense. And we were talking about this off screen. If you wanted to get rid of something on Apollo's phone, just text him using Persephone's phone. Text him a link that lets him download a freaking virus. Use the virus to corrupt or destroy the files.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
That's how real life
That's
works.
how real life works. I mean, you know, it must be because she's a freaking boomer. I mean, like, honestly, she's like 40 years old.
Yeah.
And like, for people who didn't know that, Rachel's like 40 years old, and she clearly just couldn't be bothered to research how phones work. But if you sat her down and you were like, hey, how come Hephaestus was able to destroy the files on Apollo's phone with Persephone's SIM card?
Yeah.
Do you realize that they're not connected in any way? She would probably just be like, well, phones work differently in Olympus. You know she would.
Yeah. But then you'd say, how do they work then?
Yeah, how do they work?
And she would just talk about something.
Oh, it's like magic and stuff. it's like magic.
You need to go and pull a Sacha Baron Cohen and dress up.
Ali G.
And have like a funny accent and wear a disguise.
Oh, we should do like a Chav accent. Nobody takes people with Chav accents seriously.
Yeah, you could do Trav accent or some, knowing her, if you have some kind of
you
developing world
you
accent.
should do like an Arab accent.
Yeah, do like a...
Rachel, I'm such a big fan.
Yeah, I'm such a big fan of your
Habibi, tell me.
Yeah, Habibi, please tell me. Mashallah, Rachel, this Lore Olympus is very good.
Yeah, it should be a cinch. It's just really weird when they like blur in the foreground, because Lore Olympus looks very 2D.
Yeah.
So it's just weird when they do like the perspective blurring.
Yeah, and all the shots are so close up that it really doesn't even generate a sense of distance.
No,
anyway.
it doesn't, because she's so much shorter than Hephaestus. It makes no sense for her to be this close to him, but also be that big.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye then. I have a huge sense of his character. Like, you compare this to freaking Let's Play, where everyone's character is established in like 2 sentences.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's like, I don't even know what his character is.
We're gonna play a quick game, alright?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a line and you're gonna tell me who said it. Real quick. Let's just play a quick round of this game. And you guys can play along too. And put your predictions in the comments. Okay, so I'll pick episode 62. Well, this afternoon is yours. What would you like to do?
Hades. Oh my god!
Don't ask hard questions.
Persephone? Oh my god.
It was Hermes.
Why is he saying don't ask hard questions?
She said, what happened to your shirt? And he says, eh. That's when he was drawn with those thick, batty thighs.
Yeah.
And then, how can you not know? Don't ask hard questions.
Is he supposed to be stupid?
Hermes?
Yeah.
I guess so.
You know that Hermes is based off a real life partner?
Yeah, so you mentioned.
Yeah, that's uncharitable.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to it.
Oh my god, I just realized that's supposed to be his peck.
Yeah, and which way is he turning?
I don't know.
Which way is he going?
Zoop.
And he turns the other way.
I don't know what's going on.
He's like looking over like this.
And then he does the full
and then
360
he
degree.
goes like this.
Yeah, what the F?
In one panel. Like, what the F is going on here? You couldn't even get that.
And there's just nothing in the background.
Wait till you see the one after that.
It's just a complete void. Oh my god! What is the point? Why would you do the cut and paste zoom? And
It's the panel requirement.
And she drew him with like serious traction alopecia.
He's bald. That stuff is hair in a can.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
It's even worse than the next one.
It's receding.
I'll think about it.
So then we
So,
get...
okay, no, wait. He's black, he's disabled, and he wears glasses.
Yeah.
Those are all highly undesirable traits.
He's basically like Jamie Foxx from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Dylan, you stay here. What? There's a current flow problem in the genomics lab. Why don't you stay and take a look at that?
But it's my birthday. Everybody else is leaving. Why do I have to stay?
Because you're special.
Smythe. I mean, Mr. Smythe.
Happy birthday.
When Jamie Foxx is like actually charismatic
And good-looking.
like super good looking.
Yeah, that insulting thing, right? Or getting Lupita Nyong'o to play a grapefruit in Star Wars. Right?
A pulpy grapefruit.
Old one sitting
Yeah.
on the window that everybody pretends, you know, they all go into the kitchen and they pretend they don't see it because nobody wants to eat it, right?
Yeah.
'Cause you know it's gonna be stanky.
Yeah. It's like one of those grapefruits that have another grapefruit growing inside of it.
Yeah, and it's just nasty.
Tap,
Even-
tap, tap.
Yeah. So they're at the, like, that's the archives room, I guess?
It's like the server room.
Yeah, the
What's the
server.
tap? Is that supposed to be him walking?
I guess.
How come he's not tapping in the second panel then?
Because he's just standing. He just apparated there.
Oh, see, this is the copy paste from the latest
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah, I
That was
recognize it.
mean. It was okay. No, can you do a general search for Persephone?
Why? Has he not been paying attention to the news?
I don't know.
She's all over the news.
cool. Is Hephaestus supposed to be like super flat affect?
I guess.
Is that the SIM card you were telling me about? Why are there so many monitors of her face?
I don't know. I don't know what the aesthetic direction was supposed to be here.
I don't get it. It's not like it's all just a bunch of eyes that are all looking at him. Like, some of them are super close-ups. Some of them are farther away. It's not like there's a bunch of them either.
No.
I'll show it to you.
And then he's got his Infinity Gauntlet with a SIM card
Yeah.
in it.
Is his, like, gauntlet, like, hooked up to Wi-Fi or something? How does this work? How does putting it in his stupid gauntlet show 8 know what's going on?
There's no Wi-Fi port. There's no interface on the gauntlet.
No, it's like a friggin' arm.
Yeah.
Why would you connect a prosthetic arm to Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
Like, is it like a smart arm or something that you can, like, without having to move it yourself, it can brush your teeth for you? Like, I don't get it. Why would you add that remote control feature? It just seems like a liability.
Because it's stupid. It's just a
It's
stupid...
like a Marvel. It's like she was watching a Marvel movie, like The Avengers, where
Yeah.
they, like, hacked into Loki's scepter. And she was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna put that in my comic.
It's just dumb idiot stuff, scientifically illiterate moron stuff. Because when you put a SIM card into the computer, they literally give you something that's the size of those cards, the SD cards that go into the computer, but it's got a little
It's like an
thing-
adapter.
Yeah, it's got a little thing where you put your SIM
Yeah,
card
yeah.
into it, and then it plugs into that, and then you plug that into your computer.
Yeah, it's a SIM card adapter, so you
Yeah.
can plug it into your computer.
It just takes like 2 seconds to look up.
But it's like, why? It's like, what's the point? I don't understand. Like, why would you even include, like, a high-tech scene with a high-tech character if you don't know, if you're tech illiterate?
Yeah.
Like, she's clearly tech illiterate. So,
It's-
like, why even do it?
It's like if you showed somebody, I don't know, like they have like a laptop or a cable or something, or like they have something on their phone, and somebody's like, oh yeah, you got that thing on that document that you were going to show me, right? Like a flash drive. And instead of plugging the flash drive into the computer, they eat the flash drive and then their eyes go, oh, I can see everything on the flash
Or they
drive.
plug the flash drive into their phone. Like, you're just stupid.
Into the charging port.
Yeah,
of
it's like
the phone.
stupid boomer understanding
It's
of like technology.
But this is like not even advanced technology. This is stuff
It's
that
a
people
SIM card.
use every
Yeah,
single
it's a
day.
SIM card. And I've had to use a micro SIM adapter before. It's like having a scene of like open heart surgery or brain surgery and then not even reading the Wikipedia article for like open heart surgery or brain surgery.
No.
And you just have like them saying random gobbledygook and doing random things because you're like, I don't have to research that. I'm gonna have a scene with open heart surgery in my comic. Why would I even bother reading the Wikipedia article about it?
It's insulting. I mean, the number used to be registered to Artemis. You don't register
You
cell
don't
phone
register
numbers.
cell phone numbers unless this is like China. Like, is Hades like, or is there some kind of like NSA operation going on where Hades has insight into everyone's like technology? Everyone who uses a pomegranate phone is being kept on like a database, like what the NSA used to spy on Americans.
No, like
is that what's going on here?
If you went into my phone right now, you wouldn't see this number's registered to Pyrrhic. That's like associated with the account. Like I have a Samsung phone, my Samsung account has that information, but that is not on the SIM card. That's on the phone itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you got the SIM card, you just see the phone number. That's all you would see.
You would see like the AT&T account, like it's an AT&T account and it's a phone number, XYZ phone number. I'm pretty sure that's the information that's contained by a SIM card, but all of the data, like all of the account information is localized to your phone.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, because when you have a SIM card, that's just like...
It's just, the SIM card, the only thing a SIM card does is basically allow you to use a certain number with a certain phone. But if I ported my SIM card into your phone, all of my pictures wouldn't load into your phone.
No, because that's all
It's all locally stored on a hard drive, because a mobile phone nowadays is basically like a personal handheld computer.
Yeah.
So it's not on the SIM card, because if it was on the SIM card, you wouldn't be able to move data from your phone to your computer. So it's on a hard drive. It's not on a SIM card. SIM card just has the numerical information that allows you to access the mobile grid.
Yeah, it just has the international mobile subscriber identity number and its related key.
Yeah, so it's basically just like an encryption key that allows you to use the mobile phone network. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, if you take the SIM card out and your phone is not connected to the phone network, you can still use you can still use Wi-Fi, like WhatsApp, and you can still send and receive messages and make Wi-Fi calls.
Yeah.
And you can still store, like, you can have a phone that doesn't have a SIM card that stores data and information, like pictures, on its hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's not related to the SIM at all.
No.
So when he uses the SIM to access her hard drive and her pictures, that's, like, effing stupid.
It is. It's two unrelated things. Completely unrelated. How would you tell that it used to be registered to Artemis? There's no way.
No, but how can you pull the pictures out of the SIM card?
You can't. You can't.
So when Hera put the SIM card into her phone and looked at the pictures, that was stupid.
Oh, those are the pictures that I took of Persephone. Oops. Yeah, wrong pictures.
Yeah,
wrong
these
pictures.
are the pictures that I took so that I could advertise her on my website for matchmaking.
Exactly.
For the male gods.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I just realized how stupid that is. The SIM card doesn't even store photos or anything.
No.
If you own a mobile phone, you should know how it works.
There's like no excuse. You have access to the internet, clearly.
Well, I mean, like it's one thing as a consumer, but like as the person who wrote this.
That's what I'm saying. She has a phone herself. So it's like, what the heck is your problem? Like, wait, that's like not knowing that, I don't know, it's like you have arms or you have eyes.
Dude, if I had a plot line where somebody had like blackmail images that they had to access remotely and then retrieve and destroy, I would use the SIM card to dupe Persephone's phone, send Apollo a suspicious link, get him to click on it, use a virus to wipe out his data.
Yeah, just say, hey.
I didn't even have to research that.
No.
I just knew it off the top of my head. That's what you would do.
Yeah,
it's like a phishing scam.
You send him a link and say, hey, I've got more pictures for you, and it's an attachment that he has to download.
Yeah.
And then he clicks on it, and then it just, like, there's a blip, and then he's like, huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it would be a 1-2 punch, because then you'd have him admitting that he's the one who took those pictures, and he'd be admitting to the fact that he basically did that.
The biggest thing is that Hera needed to see those photos so she could draw her with runny mascara again. I'm an AI. I won't feel a thing.
She just had him say that so that she could say that she's an AI to explain
I know.
How did an AI even get made in Lore Olympus? Because, you know, they haven't even made AIs in real life.
No, they haven't.
Because it's just too complex.
I know.
You can't replicate.
But this
the structure
person
of
just
human
wrote a
brain.
SIM card with, like, photos
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
I forgot. This person. This
person.
This idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Persephone, quote unquote, working, just staring at a scroll while drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Hera and Eros, believe me, I'm not ready to tell the whole truth. Why? Like, what does that have to do? What does one have to do with the like,
it's completely unrelated.
it's just, like, there to fill the panel quota, like you said. She's got a word count that she just has to hit. This panel looks very bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she looks like...
Her ears, dude.
She looks like that monster from Bridge to Terabithia. You know the one with the swamp hair?
Yeah.
That's what she looks like.
Yeah.
I can still try.
And then, given the context of the situation, right? The seriousness that she's about to talk about, you know, telling
Being
the whole
assaulted.
truth and doing something that's difficult and scary and traumatic. And then what do we cut to in the very next panel after that? I love you, microwave pizza.
Is Artemis, like, as dumb as Patrick Star?
Yes.
Is that, like, is that...
From now on, when you read her speech bubbles, you have to read them in the Patrick voice.
That's what I'm saying, like, she's, like, so stupid now. Her IQ, like, tanked.
Yeah, it's all that microwave pizza.
Oh my god. You are what you eat, Artemis. Oh my god, her nose!
You can drive a truck between her,
Oh,
her
Jesus.
freaking lip and nose area, dude.
Persephone, are you okay? What? Her hair turned into microwave pizza. What the
That
F?
looks like a stingray
I
hair.
know, like, what the heck?
What would you have to do for it to do that? Is she, like, jumping all the way up in the air?
I
Like,
don't
what's she
know.
doing?
If you come home, I can help you.
We can go to Zeus together. Cool.
We can go to Zeus together! What a great friend! Turn yourself into Zeus. No, it's not that. Why did you draw her in this? Like, I feel like she only drew her in this pose because she really wanted to draw her boobs.
And then you get that SpongeBob panel again, right?
It's I
can almost taste
I know.
I can almost taste it.
But I hate your brother. He makes me miserable. I don't want to ruin your relationship with him. But just know that I don't want to be around him anymore. I'm so sorry. Her outfit completely changed colors.
And her skin completely changes
I know.
colors, too.
Goodbye.
goodbye.
She was so shaken up that she couldn't even tell her what actually happened. She just said, "I hate your brother," and then hung up on her.
It's so stupid how she oscillates between being able to be like forward and bold and speak her mind, and then just shuts down.
It's also really stupid how she was able to tell Hera with no problem and tell Eros with no problem, but she can't tell Artemis.
Yeah, and it's like you owe nothing to Artemis because she and Artemis aren't even friends. She's
Yeah.
more friends with Eros than she is with Artemis.
She didn't even tell Artemis that she arrived at Hades' place safely. She didn't call her anything.
No.
Never visited with her.
No.
She's only calling Artemis to tell her about Apollo. Why is she even calling Artemis to tell her? Like, why didn't she tell her this earlier? First of all, why didn't she tell her this earlier? Second of all, why is she, like, hesitating and, like, being such a, like, not to victim blame or whatever, but, like, she had no problem, again, telling Hera and Eros, so why is she, like, footing around with Artemis?
I can tell you why she didn't tell Artemis earlier. She told Apollo, "I'll tell Artemis and Daphne," and he said, "Well, I'll show them the pictures then." Or
How will he know? How will he know that she told them?
Because Artemis, the first thing she does is she runs to him, she bum rushes him and said, "What did you do to Persephone? She told me she doesn't like you." And then it's like, what? Then he shows you, "Oh yeah? Well, look at these. Huh? Huh, Artemis?" And it's like, what's that supposed to prove? You're just looking like a bigger douche. I didn't do anything to her. See, look, here's proof. Oh crap. Oh, shit, right? Like, what's his plan? It doesn't make any sense. Like, after he said that, "Oh yeah, then I'll show everybody the pictures."
Persephone told me that you raped her.
Yeah.
I did. Look at the picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a stupid plan that when Persephone heard that, she should be like look around and be like, "Are you, like, what's wrong with you?"
So let me get this straight. I'm gonna tell people that you assaulted me, and your plan is to show them pictures, prove that you assaulted me.
Exactly.
What the heck?
It's the dumbest plan. She's honestly just trying to milk it for drama.
Like, unless the pictures are actually, like, showing something totally consensual.
Yeah.
Like, is that what we're missing here? Like, the pictures are, like, showing her enthusiastically consenting.
No, because Hera goes, "Those pictures are terrible." So it's like, what the, like, how can he even use that as leverage? Because then they're gonna be like, "Dude, Apollo, you took those pictures. You're a rapist."
Yeah.
That's what Persephone told me, so we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
You admit you're a rapist. You were raped. You're going to prison for that.
I know.
It's just the dumbest thing ever.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid, right?
Oh my god.
So that's why she couldn't tell Artemis earlier.
No, but also, the reason she couldn't tell her is because, like, this plot still isn't resolved. It's not going to be resolved in the next 10 episodes, even though they deleted the pictures. Nothing's going to happen to Apollo. 10 years pass and nothing happens to Apollo.
Yeah.
Even though she told Hera and she told Eros and Artemis, quote-unquote, knows that something bad happened, nothing happens to Apollo. So yet again, it's more of like, oh, remember the assault? It's the illusion of bringing up the plot to show the readers, like, oh, something's happening, but nothing actually happens.
No.
Nothing comes of it.
No.
Nothing happens. She, like, tries to confront Apollo, and all that happens is Leto randomly comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just so, like, she comes out of nowhere right when the confrontation is happening, too, and it's the most frustrating.
It's like, it's just more like friggin' blue balls, the audience.
So frustrating.
There's no moving forward in the plot at all, and also Persephone looks like 6 feet tall in these panels.
Yeah, but earlier when she's walking around, she's
in
like
the kitchen,
tiny.
she's like 5 feet tall.
And then we cut to this gem of a panel.
He's watching porn again.
Yeah, he is. That's why he looks so shocked. And she goes, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh my god, what?"
X out.
Yeah.
You remember when you said I could pick out some clothes when I feel better?
I'm looking at Potato
You're
Man.
telling me you want to go shopping? Yes.
That's the end of that stupid, useless chapter.
Again, she, like, got close to finishing the Apollo plot, and she's like, oh, this is actually boring. I want to cut to them shopping.
Yeah, let me tell you real quick. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom, because I moved on before reading the top comment. But the top comment was good for this one. I remember it was good. Okay. I love it. Our first disabled character. Disabled representation matters. Edit. FYI, I'm also disabled. Oh. And know the myth. That's why I'm so happy about this.
You're happy that the ugliest god was made into a disabled person, therefore equating disability with being extremely ugly? That's good representation to you?
That's why the whole representation thing is so stupid.
It is stupid, because just because you include it doesn't make it, like, good.
Yeah.
Like, again, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, the, one of the main characters...
America Chavez?
Yeah, America Chavez's parents are lesbians, but the whole, like, driving factor for Wanda to become evil is because she can't have imaginary children. Like, that's sexist. I don't care if her parents are freaking lesbians. It doesn't change the fact that Wanda's written in the most stereotypical, sexist way imaginable, and the whole movie's stupid. Like, just because it has representation in it doesn't make it good.
No, it's just crap.
Okay, this episode's called You Want It, You Got It, which is an Ariana Grande reference.
Oh yeah, 7 Rings.
Yeah, that horrible song. You what? You got it. You what? You got it. You want it. It's your time, friend.
You wanted it?
That's what it reminds you of.
Horseshoe.
As long as you have enough rupees.
You gotta do like the with more shoe dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
You wanted it? You got it. I'm gonna make that edit.
You should.
And I'll make it for you, and if you edit this one, then I'll send it to you and you can use it. I'll dedicate my time to that. I'll try to do the audio splicing with King Harkinian. How can you see into my eyes like open doors?
Can you see into my eyes like open doors?
I'm sorry, but one does not simply buy this bag. One must go on a waiting list.
What's the
I
point?
feel like this was in something.
Yeah, but what's the point?
I feel like this was in an episode of Sex and the City. There was an episode of Sex and the City where she had to get on a waiting list to get a bag. I think Kim Cattrall's character.
And there's a waiting list.
I assumed.
5 years.
For a bag?
When let's go on a waiting list. This is just another, you know what it is? It's just to push the exclusivity of Hades. Like, he's shopping at such a high-class, quote-unquote, shopping mall, and, like, in Rachel's mind, it's not the fact that the bag is pretty or that it has inherent value because it's useful or, like, really nicely decorated or, like, handcrafted by, like, artisans using, like, traditional methods or anything like that. The utility and, like, the function of that bag is because you're so rich that you can get one when other plebs and peasants have to go on a waiting list for that bag.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other point to that scene because it's not like they buy the bag.
No, it's just to show, like, effing peasants can't shop at this mall.
Yeah.
But then Hades and Persephone are so rich that they kick everyone else out. That's what it is. It's just, like, getting, like, a poor person's face or, like, a normal person's face and, like, rubbing the dirt, you know, shoving their head in the sand and then rubbing their face and how rich these characters are. It's obnoxious. You know, I friggin' hate ostentatious displays of wealth. I think it's, like, one of the most shallow things. And it's, like, there's no inherent value in it. It's just signifying that you're quote-unquote better in a very arbitrary way because most wealth is inherited.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what kind of person puts so much stock and so much value in being absurdly wealthy?
Yeah.
And not just absurdly wealthy and, like, doing stuff like that, like charitable causes, or even, like, building a business. It's, like, specifically, like, the idol rich. Like, she's not venerating, like, you know, the Steve Jobs of the world, even though I don't think Steve Jobs is a great guy. She's not like, oh yeah, he worked really hard for this money. It's like, these are the people who were born with money and just flaunt it like the Kardashians.
Exactly.
Like, the pieces of crap, the parasites and the leeches of our society who don't pay their taxes.
No.
And, like, basically use slave labor.
Yeah, and time and time again in the story, he's, like, a nuisance. He's breaking windows, making noise, going out and ripping people's eyeballs out.
Renting entire malls.
Yeah, like, he's such an annoying guy. He's so obnoxious. Can't stand him. And I can't believe people like this guy.
This is the most liked chapter in the comic.
It's obnoxious. Like, why?
Because
why?
I guess the average teenager who reads this also loves the idol rich.
Yeah,
that's the shallow values of American society.
Yeah, I mean, I guess once you grow up and get a job and you, like, work for money and you see how much of a rat race everything is, you're like, this is crap.
Well, Rachel did that. She worked in, like, retail for, like, 10 years and she still loves this crap.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I hear this effing annoyed me. I hear she's known as the bringer of death. Why doesn't everyone immediately know who she is, given that she's a wanted fugitive and the guy in the motel was selling her stuff on eBay? Like, she's super famous, apparently.
She should be on the news all the time.
Yeah, and they had to use an invisibility cloak just to go to the Underworld Corp. So why aren't they using an invisibility cloak to go to the mall?
She set up that invisibility cloak.
Like 2 episodes before this.
And never used it again.
This was like the episodes that we just read. She had to use an invisibility cloak to leave the house.
And it didn't even matter because he even said later with the golf swing thing, relax, nobody's gonna see you. Somebody saw them.
Yeah, somebody saw them.
It didn't matter.
She didn't even wear the invisibility cloak when she was in his car.
No, and it wasn't like next day on the news, bringer of death seen gleefully swinging diamonds into people's windows, not a care in the world after the arrest
Act of
warrant.
wrath.
Yeah, nothing. Do you know how ridiculous that would be? Like if a celebrity went and like murdered a bunch of people and was on the run, and then you see that Jeff Bezos has them parked on his super yacht, and they're like swinging diamonds into like people's houses, and everybody knows they're there because somebody saw them and they went to the press and they said, look.
No, especially because in the first couple episodes of Lore Olympus, although she forgot it now, the paparazzi followed her every move.
Yeah.
There's no paparazzi anymore, even though there should be a huge stakeout outside of Hades' house. Somebody should have leaked on the Zoom call that she was with Hades.
And it would be interesting.
It would be very interesting if the paparazzi was swarming the Underworld Corp and swarming his house, and they had to find out ways to like keep her there on the down low, her and Demeter.
Yeah, they didn't even cut to Tori or her classmates seeing it on the news and going, oh, I knew she was trouble. See, I told you she was evil, right? I mean, it's like she forgot that there's other people who live in the world, except for when she wants people to...
Dude, it's like she forgot that she's a freaking international fugitive, and she had to wear an invisibility cloak 3 episodes ago.
It's just, it's horrible.
It's so stupid.
It's
and
just...
then they're like, I hear she's known as Bringer of Death. Oh, rad. Does nobody, like, do none of these people read the news? What was her name again? Obnoxious Rainbow Filter.
It's horrible.
Persephone?
Oh yeah, I never heard of her. Not like there was an arrest warrant issued, right?
Like 2 days ago.
Everybody knew.
Friday night.
Yeah.
It's Sunday morning.
Gosh,
Wait. So, did they just leave in the middle of the workday? Even though it's Sunday, so they shouldn't even be at work. Did they just leave in the middle of the workday to go shopping?
Yeah, they did. And so it's like, gosh, what was the thing though? There was a case recently, or something happened recently where somebody committed a crime, then they went into hiding. Everybody knew the name of the person who had done it, right? Everybody knew, and everybody was looking for them. And then they were finally found, and it's like, oh,
Brian Laundrie.
Brian Laundrie, yeah. When Brian Laundrie was, you know, he was involved with he killed Gabby Petito.
Yeah, he killed Gabby Petito.
And then he just disappeared.
His
Everybody was looking
parents
for him.
were like supposedly keeping him under house arrest or something.
Yeah.
But then he wasn't seen. Paparazzi were staking out their house.
Yeah.
And people who were upset were staking out their house because he wasn't formally listed as a suspect or arrested.
Yeah.
But his parents were keeping him at their house, supposedly. But then after the paparazzi were literally watching their house 24/7. And then days went by without seeing Brian Laundrie. And then it turned out that the parents let him escape in the middle of the night, and they covered up for him for like 3 days.
They did, yeah. Enough time to buy him time to make a headway in distance and everything like that. But everybody was looking for him. You had calls coming in. It was the same thing just recently with the Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
They let the Moscow, Idaho, the 4 college students who were murdered.
Yep.
They found a suspect now, but when they released data for like what the car was, the make and model, the white Hyundai Elantra or whatever it was, everybody was looking for that car. They got over 20,000 tips. So you expect me to believe that nobody's going to be sending tips in?
No,
about
especially when Zeus was asking for a citizen's arrest, supposedly.
Yeah.
He broadcast it on the news because apparently that's effective.
Yeah.
There's no police in this world.
No, and he could initiate extradition anytime.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's just sitting around.
It's really friggin' stupid.
It's horrible. Like, imagine watching this as a TV show and being like, why aren't they doing...
It'd be like in the middle of The Fugitive if Harrison Ford went on a shopping spree. I did not kill my wife. I don't care.
He's the one-armed man.
Yeah. And then he just goes and does a shopping spree and, like, Pretty Woman style.
I was gonna say,
buys a bunch of dresses and some Rolexes and shuts down the whole mall.
I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Edward would love that tie.
Would you give her the tie? The tie. Take off the tie. Give her the tie.
The tie.
He really wants to do this.
He would go
Of course.
crazy
Give her
about
the
this tie. Really
Who
would.
ordered pizza?
Because he's like a rich guy, right?
Yeah, he's like a surgeon or something.
Yeah.
A famous surgeon who's he and his wife were heavily involved in like philanthropic endeavors, locally well known.
Yeah.
Prominent figures. You ready? Yeah. Thanks.
Couldn't
Thanks.
even bother to draw the rest of the car.
Or the facade of the mall.
No exterior
I don't
shot
even
of
know
the
where
mall.
they are.
No, there's no like.
I don't know.
establishing
Are they in
shot.
a parking garage? Like, where are they?
These are the elevators. So.
Yeah. So why is the elevator made of glass? Where are the elevators leading to?
I don't know.
Well, is it like the Pokemon department store? Like, I don't get it.
Look at him in that panel, man. I mean, jeez.
Was she watching Willy Wonka or something?
Yeah.
Look. And she just like lazily copy and pasted like an asset as a reflection. But
Yeah.
that implies that the elevator's floating over the city.
Yeah.
It's your tree from Tower 4. I thought you would have trimmed it back by now.
What do you mean? It's only been 2 days.
Since the tree grew?
Yeah. It's out of control.
Oh, right.
Oh, Persephone.
On
She's
Friday.
in the junkyard.
Yep, on Friday.
It's only been 2 days. What do you mean by now?
Rachel's totally forgotten her own timeline.
She's lost the plot.
She's lost the plot. That's why they're going to work on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Very little grows due to the lack of the sun, giving my realm an amazing gift. Yeah, she's not even drawing their bodies anymore because her shoulders are so effing wide.
Yeah.
Underworld should be able to experience spring too. Oh god. Oh my god. She's got mercury poisoning.
Yeah, I hate that panel. It's hideous.
Look at his head looks like a chiclet.
Square.
Yeah. Ding. And then she looks right into your eyes, right into your soul. And her head's bigger than his.
It's funny because right after she says, I suppose we should go, you cut to the nymphs. And it's almost like saying, oh, the riffraff has arrived.
I know.
Let's get out of here.
Why does it look like she copy and pasted the coat and zoomed in on it?
Because she did. It's the same panel as the previous one.
No, but the face is very detailed. She redrew the face.
Yeah, because she wanted to... Everybody in this part of the story begins to look like they were just dipped in oil before they got into the panel.
Yeah.
They all have the eyelid shine.
Yeah.
And, like, the forehead and cheek shine.
Yeah, this is the part that Rachel really wanted to get to. The shopping spree and the makeout scene. And that's why, like, some of these panels are very detailed. Because she really wanted to draw that part.
Gross.
Welcome. Is this person supposed to be floating in midair?
Yes.
She's floating in midair. She's so much bigger than everything around her.
Yeah, it's a bad asset. But check out Hades' baby arm.
I know.
It gets worse. Big.
What? Is she in paws now? Cat paws. They're
His
so
arm.
small. Oh my
Like
god, that other
tiny
arm
ears.
got chopped off.
Tiny
Oh
arm.
my god, what happened to her head? She looks like a chihuahua.
Yeah. She's tiny.
No, her head is so small and her eyes are so huge.
Yeah.
So, funny story. When I asked to go shopping earlier, I was experiencing a bit of an adrenaline rush.
Look at friggin' mouth.
Oh my god, this ticks me off.
The Cal Arts thing.
Capitalism, Hades, capitalism. Do you think Rachel even knows what capitalism is? Or why it's bad?
Probably not. It's just like a buzzword for her.
Do you think if she thought capitalism was bad, that she would have a shopping spree as like the be-all end-all of a good relationship? And the diamonds off the roof? And having a king as her like main love interest and like
Slavery.
slavery and like lauding the fact that he's a king and all like she wrote in the wealth disparity.
Yeah.
She wrote in the class disparity. It could have been like a utopia. It could have been like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Where there's like, you know, an infinite resource generator.
Yeah, could have been.
But there isn't one.
Capitalism, Hades.
She intentionally made it, like, she intentionally put in, like, a hugely unfair class structure and a hugely unfair hierarchy, like, social hierarchy.
Yeah, and Persephone doesn't even believe it herself because she goes right along with it.
Yeah.
And she's having a great time.
It's horrible.
It's so insulting. It's like being slapped with a used condom.
Oh my god. What's wrong with his butt here? Looks like he's smuggling something.
He looks like he's wearing a diaper. A loaded one.
Oh god. And he's got giant boobs again, too.
Yeah.
This is such a waste of time. I'm just gonna skip it.
Yeah, it's just trash.
Trick question, you get both. This feels like it was in something. Thrust, grab, toss. Like, it feels like it was in something. Like, it feels like it was in SpongeBob or something.
Yeah, SpongeBob or like Gravity Falls. One of those children's kiddie shows.
Yeah. It's not funny.
Yeah. It's very childish and
See,
weird.
you're natural at wasting money and buying things you don't need, which is actively destroying the planet.
All this plastic going to the landfill.
I know. Is your phone acting weird? Not that I've noticed. What's up? It keeps freezing. I have trouble opening my apps.
Why would Hermes have problems with his phone?
Because that's how Rachel thinks that phones work.
There's like a phone cold going around.
I know. No, if one person has problems with their phone, everyone else must have problems with their phone.
Like, he could have said something like, do you have Wi-Fi on your phone? Because I don't have Wi-Fi on mine.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy. What the heck is going on in this comic, dude?
Huh, that is odd. Why doesn't Hermes just tell him to, like, delete some pictures? Because immediately after Hermes says that's odd, he says, how's the house arrest going?
Do you hear what's going on in Tamriel?
I've been able to focus on growing this mustache. He's only been under house arrest for a day. He's been under house arrest for less than 24 hours.
Well, not only that, but him saying this doesn't go anywhere because Apollo goes, alright, shut up. Shut up. I don't care about your stupid little mustache that you somehow managed to grow.
I was surprised you were holding out on me with all those Persephone-related details. He looks so bad. He looks like a bowling pin of the eyes.
He looks like Clippy.
Oh, he does look like Clippy! Effing Clippy!
He looks like Clippy.
Oh my god.
Look how bad he looks. Look at the folds in his face. Looks like somebody's been chopping wood on his face.
It looks like he went through the wood chipper. Everyone has like a sock-shaped face in this part.
He looks like Salvador Dali.
Like they don't even have face shapes. They're just like shaped like horseshoes.
Yeah, and his response is so weird. He goes, "I'm surprised you withheld all those details from me," and then he goes, "What's it to you?" What do you mean, what's it to me? It's like, hey, I'm surprised you didn't say anything that it was, I'm surprised you didn't tell me that you already got tickets for the movie. What's it to you? Dude!
I'm just saying that you should have told, like, by saying that, I'm saying you should have told me.
Yeah, that's, like, weird. That's a weird, like, overly hostile, stupid thing, especially because he knows Apollo's been trying to date Persephone.
Yeah, he was, like, all for it.
Yeah.
You were, like, teasing him about it.
Yeah.
So why is he suddenly so hostile towards Apollo?
Because we like Hermes. We don't like Apollo. So now Hermes doesn't like Apollo.
Oh my god!
Hermes good guy, Apollo bad guy. It's simple, really.
Is Apollo, like, is there something wrong with Apollo? Because every time he talks, he's always talking about Persephone.
Yeah.
So she's in the underworld right now, huh? Yes, stop asking me about it.
Clippy!
He looks like Lex Luthor mixed with, like, the Mask. Like, what?
Somebody stop me.
What the heck?
I bet she's having a terrible time. So he doesn't really want to marry her.
Exactly. Make up your mind, please.
Okay.
My lady. Everyone's calling her my lady.
Does the Cronia Festival actually happen?
No. It's just an excuse to give her a dress. You could. You must get something as well. Why is everyone speaking like they're in Lord of the Rings all of a sudden?
No.
What? But it's no fun if it's just me wasting your effing money. Yeah. Okay. And then she drew Hades with a weird realistic palm.
That's so distracting. I thought it was a Christmas ornament.
And it keeps changing size. It's
Yeah.
like huge here, and then it's like tiny. And then it's tiny again. What do you think? That dress is so effing ugly. That
Yeah.
gray and black with the bright pink. It's horrible. Those
Hideous.
colors are awful. I can't imagine you in anything else now. Can you help me with this bracelet? She's so manipulative. She's like always looking for excuses to become helpless in front of Hades.
There's no contractions anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's talking like they're from Lord of the Rings.
The clasp can be a bit stiff when they are new. They're all talking like Rock Lee. I must prove myself.
What's the point of this? The clasp can be a bit stiff when they're new? What am I reading? This is not a story. This is an instruction manual.
She just asked for help with the bracelet.
You know, Rachel's like, oh, I have a 400-word goal. She's just cramming stuff in there to get there. Like the centaur thing, you're not even my whole damn night. What does that have to do with anything?
What does it mean?
It means nothing. It's not even a joke. It's not even a complete joke. You just cut to the characters laughing.
He could have said, this is a beautiful bracelet or something, right? It suits you perfectly. And he says, there, that should do it. And then she's looking at him with those big ol' eyes.
She's trying to seal the deal so he doesn't think about Zeus saying that she was using him.
Yeah.
His eyes are completely off kilter here.
Yeah, but look how shiny and oily everybody's eyelids are.
Yeah, Rachel really wanted to draw this, so she probably drew this entire panel herself. This is probably the first thing that she drew. Smash that like button. I will smash the dislike button.
Yeah, I don't think I will smash that like button, man.
Most liked episode. Retail therapy. But there's no more shopping in this episode.
No. There's just smooching.
Oh, look, the glow came back.
Yeah.
Because Rachel drew this part.
Yeah. And she's like, I remember when I used to do that.
Yeah, the glows came back for these panels because Rachel drew this part herself.
Yeah, this is god.
I wonder if this was still happening when the
light rays still suck in that one.
I know, like friggin' fettuccine. But I wonder if this was still happening when she had her Patreon going on.
I don't know.
I think her Patreon only ran for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it could be.
2018, 2019. So she was like, oh, I'm so desperate to show my sick art to the world. I haven't done it in years.
Dude, the pomegranate asset is so distracting, though.
I know.
It's like, what the heck is that thing there?
Yeah, she drew this part because there's lots of glows.
Yeah, and
Their feet are so ugly.
He's got tiny hands.
I hate the way their feet are drawn.
Yeah, really.
You know, later on, she's drawing Hades' feet, like those traditional shoes that are very popular. I don't know if they're traditional, but they're like that style of shoe that's like super popular where it curves inward. You know, the Mexican style shoes that curve inward.
Oh, yeah, with the
really long, like, pointy toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she draws his feet like that in the latest episodes, like, with really long, pointy toenails. And, like, apparently Persephone likes his feet like that.
Yeah, I put that into the Let's Play video, yeah.
They don't look like this
in
this panel.
No.
So she's only gotten more depraved as the comic has gone
He's
on.
got big old toenails.
I know. Yeah, he's got those big, disgusting, like, thick toenails. Yeah. This is the loneliest feeling in the world. You've known her for 2 weeks,
and
bro.
He's talking about himself again. When you leave, I
know,
feel lonely.
I feel lonely.
Me. Shut up, Hades.
We should probably stop. Don't you want me anymore?
Oh, God.
No, I want you. I can't imagine not wanting you.
I can't imagine this comic not wasting my friggin' time.
Yeah, friggin' luscious 19-year-old when I'm 45. Sick F.
Have you seen all that stuff about her soft pink body this, soft pink body that?
It's disgusting.
Oh my God, are you talking about a person or are you talking about a friggin' flashlight? I mean, come on,
That's
right?
what she is. And that's how she draws her in her NSFW stuff.
Disgusting,
It's so gross. Like, there's literally... One of the images is him using her like a flashlight. Like, one-handed and everything. Like, literally the size of a baby. That's what I'm saying. She, like, the FBI should be looking into her. I don't want to know what's on that hard drive, man.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's what I'm saying.
What the frick?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she wanted to draw this, and she, like, wanted to inflict this on the world, because I think at this point her Patreon had shut down.
Oh, good. Big old pickle nose.
You're not entirely comfortable doing this. Okay, so this is a point where it's like, you could have her reflect on the fact that she was, I don't know, assaulted, and she was so shaken up by it mere hours ago that she couldn't even tell Artemis what happened to her, and that would maybe be causing some discomfort in her relationship with Hades. So she says, I love kissing you. Her ears are huge.
Massive.
It's just, wasting my time. Tell me. Wasting my time. I get excited, but then I get scared. Oh, is it because you were assaulted? Are you gonna mention it? Is that gonna come up?
How come she can't communicate? How come she can't say something like, look, I really like you. I really like doing this stuff with you, but I mean, it's just a lot. It's really fast. We've only known each other for 2 weeks after all, and I've never done this kind of thing before. So I'm excited, but...
Like, even if she can't tell him about what happened to her, why aren't we getting, like, a monologue inside? You know, where she's saying something like, I really want to tell him, but I'm scared of what he might think of me, or like, you know, I wish I could tell you, I'm so sorry, and like, even thinking about it brings tears to her eyes, where she's like, you know, I really like you, but I just feel like, you know, I've never done this stuff before, and like, I'm just scared, you know, and then Hades can even sense that there's more behind it, and he could be like, scared of what, of me? And she could be like, no, just, and then like, she doesn't want to talk anymore, and she's like on the verge of tears, and he's like, something about this, like, there's something here. Like, he's not stupid, you know?
Yeah, he could even say, like, does this have to do with why Apollo was at your house? Because the only other time I've seen you this kind of scared was when Apollo was at your house.
No, but he completely effing forgot about that.
Totally forgot about it.
Remember when he was like, and why is Apollo, like, why was she so scared of Apollo?
Yeah.
He never asked about that, ever. He never followed up on that, ever.
No. It's just crap.
I mean, like, when they were getting together, he was never like, is Apollo a concern here?
No.
Like, are you with Apollo?
Because Apollo even said, I texted you about the date.
Yeah, so he could be like, are you dating Apollo?
Yeah.
He never even asked her. He just assumed that she would go with him.
Yeah.
He never even asked her, like, are you interested in Apollo?
No.
When they were, like, when he was her boss.
No, so, like, what's the deal with you and Apollo?
Like, he could be like, and then she could be like, huh, you're nosy, like, what's the deal with you and Minty? He could be like, touche.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it could have been something like that, where he's like, they're not dating, he can't even express his interest in her because he's already in a relationship, and he could just be, like, slightly jealous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But he never, ever asks. Like, it's so stupid.
It's like all the things that would be going through your head as a person in that situation, just maybe, like, 3% of them make it through the barrier.
Not even 3%. It's like, rather than dwelling on what's already happened and connecting those plot points, she just introduces new stuff and new fluff and just buries it all. So, like, everyone in this comic is, like, really stupid and nobody has a personality and there's no theory of mind.
No. It's just so frustrating.
They don't feel
to
like
read.
people.
No.
Of me? No, I'm scared about what might happen after, like, pregnancy. Oh my god! Her hand! I
Yeah.
just noticed that!
Like, oh yeah, move that thing up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh my god! How did no one catch that?
Team of 5, right?
Jesus Christ! This and like all of the backgrounds are like, you know, a lot of these backgrounds are like goofed where they're all flat.
Yeah.
So I think this episode in general is very rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Or not happen. What does that mean? What are they talking about? Is she talking about getting pregnant? What are they talking? Is she saying like I can't be with you until we're in a relationship? Why doesn't anyone use words?
Yeah, what might happen after what?
Why doesn't she say, I'm afraid that you'll lose respect for me if we do it before we've even dated?
Yeah.
Why doesn't she say, I want us to be in a real relationship before we do it?
Yeah.
Like, what? Nobody uses words. Everyone talks like they're not, if they get to the point, someone's gonna come off screen and shoot them in the head.
No, I saw somebody leave a comment that said that there's writing advice on Instagram. Make your characters talk around the point as much as possible to make it more interesting.
No!
That's not how you make something interesting. That's how you make something friggin' confusing. I don't know why somebody would give someone that writing advice.
And irritating to read.
It's so irritating to read. It's like, you're just reading words at that point that don't mean anything.
Word salad.
Like, why would you not want to be clear and concise?
No, if you want to make your conversation more interesting, you have to inject personality into it.
Yeah.
So, like, this would be the difference between, like, dancing around the point and having nothing that anyone says make sense and having everyone be cryptic and not tell each other what they're thinking versus Pirates of the Caribbean, where Jack Sparrow, everything he says makes sense and it drives the plot forward, but it's also incredibly characterization heavy, where if you see a line from Jack and a line from Will, you know who said what.
Yeah.
Because of the way it's said.
Yeah, and so what they made the mistake of doing in Pirates 2 and 3 is that they just had him saying something cryptic that doesn't mean anything in a funny way.
Yeah.
Because they thought that made it funny.
And interesting.
And it's like, that's not what made it funny and interesting. Jack was saying things that make sense. The sentence structure makes sense. He's driving at something and it leads to the very next scene after he says it.
And not only that, frequently in the first movie, he's telling the truth and people think he's lying.
Yeah.
Or he's not lying, he's telling the truth, but in such a way that people get the wrong impression, but that's intentional.
Yeah.
Like, that's how he talks. He talks in a very, like, manipulative way, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
Just having him say a bunch of big words with, like, a funny accent is not funny or interesting. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, and so to make your characters constantly dance around the point like that unintentionally makes them seem like manipulative liars who are just really bad at communicating.
It seems like she's trying to string Hades along here.
Yeah.
I feel like I won't be able to give you as much as you're used to. What am I used to?
Horrible panel.
I know.
Goofy.
Why are they like friggin'? Why is she making out with his nose while
They're
she's talking
morphing.
to him? Women coming to your office in their underwear.
Minty. Is that talking about Minty? Did you not see the part where he said no, don't do that? I mean, literally, the thing that bothers me so much about that scene with Minty, and you could have actually turned this into something interesting, right? Persephone summons him to the bath and forces him to take a bath with her. So how is that worse than Minty going, I thought you could use some company?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the same thing.
It's
right?
not like Persephone's like some shrinking violet.
No.
Like, it's not like you're comparing like Hinata and like Ino here.
No.
Like, it's not like one of them is a bombshell and the other one's like super wallflowery.
Yeah.
Like, Persephone is so forward.
You could have had her sitting in the bath and thinking, that Minty, what the heck did she think she was doing? Did that used to work on him?
Or does Hades like that?
Yeah.
Does he think I'm boring by comparison? And then she summons him to the bath.
Exactly. You could have had her go like, well, I'll show him I could be just as alluring as Minty. I may not be as sophisticated and grown up as her.
And that would have been relatable to the teenage audience.
Exactly.
But I don't even think she should be thinking about that after she got freaking assaulted
Of course
2
not.
weeks ago.
Of course not. But it's like, this is stupid because it's like, you summoned him, you forced him to take a bath with you. So what do you mean? Women come into your office in their underwear.
You literally were naked in front of him, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
This is so stupid, dude.
It's horrible.
This is so dumb. I see. A kiss can just be a kiss. It doesn't have to be anything else if you don't want
That's
it
not
to
what
be.
she's saying, you friggin' moron.
No. I want to, but I feel blocked up. I just can't.
She
It's
hasn't
she's-
pooped in 2 weeks.
It's like she's talking about trying to go to the bathroom. I'm afraid you'll stop wanting me if you see how constipated I am. It looks like I'm 3 months pregnant.
these overly huge panels for no reason.
It's because she doesn't want to draw anything else. She can't draw bodies. She can't draw backgrounds.
And it's just a repeat of the same conversation. Don't you want me anymore? I can't imagine not wanting you. I'm afraid you won't want me anymore. I don't think that's possible. It's the same conversation,
so repetitive,
repeated in the same span.
And even
of
the like we were saying, the conversation itself doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time because it's not like Persephone is like a shrinking violet.
No.
So this is just wasting my time. I don't think that's possible. Oh my god, she's so small.
Yeah.
Listen. Please don't ever feel like you have to please me.
Please don't ever feel like you have to please
Your wants and
me.
needs are not secondary to mine. Why is she so, like, this is so stupid, bro.
It's extremely preachy and strange.
You couldn't ever lose me by being true to your needs, and he's doing this.
What's he doing that for? Why is he going like this?
I don't
It's
know.
awkward.
The body language is so strange.
Oh no, he's getting the asset for her.
Oh,
Because
right.
remember, he got that amazing...
Again, repetitive. Kiss can just be a kiss.
No, wait. Do you remember the meatballs and the Langoliers?
Yes.
That's what that friggin' looks like, man.
Her profile looks totally different here, too. It looks terrible.
She looks very rushed. It's very rushed.
Saying you've got a lot on your plate is an understatement. The start of a new relationship is fun, but it can be overwhelming. We can take this at whatever pace you're comfortable with.
Oh god, cut away from the stupid brooch, man.
It's so bad. Why do these look like two droopy turds on either side? What are they supposed to be?
I don't know.
Are they supposed to be, like, it's so ugly. Like, pomegranate leaves don't look like that.
Oh.
Like, just a pomegranate with, like, leaves behind it would have been better.
And it's like, this is the guy who gave her the comb, and Demeter's thing is a piece of junk. I bet if you took this to the pawn shop and showed it to the lady, she'd be like, get that thing out of here.
It's not even the color
hideous.
of a pomegranate. It's very ugly.
Yeah, like, what
It just
the
looks
heck?
like, again, it looks like a speck of blood and two turds.
It looks like
Two coiled turds.
a blood clot.
Yeah.
Coiled turds.
It's like-
That's why she was blocked
Yeah.
up. Oh!
Like, you go to the bathroom, you look at the toilet, you see that. And you're just like, no wonder I couldn't go for 3 months.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, it's the same copy-pasted hand.
It
again,
is,
too.
yeah. You can see the fleshy palm
Oh,
part of
God.
it. Yeah.
Maybe when the trial... What trial?
Hey, I know you got a lot on your plate, but maybe after you're done serving your prison sentence, we can go on a date. way to calm her down.
No, but what
Nora.
trial?
Yeah, that too.
They hung up on Zeus after the Zoom call. He never said we're gonna have a trial.
It would have been so funny if it's her panel here and here, instead of saying a date like at a restaurant, she goes, what trial? Wait, trial? What trial?
What trial?
It's so funny.
What, we have trials?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about the trial.
No, there was just one throwaway line from Thetis.
Yeah.
Like so many chapters ago.
It was like, yeah, it was like episode, it was before they found her. It was
Yeah.
like episode I don't remember what, like 127 is when they found
that was
her?
one where she...
It was 129. So I think it was episode 127 where she's like, oh, they're gonna have a trial and everything.
Yeah, and Thanatos suddenly grew a conscience, and...
I swear, like, the storytelling is so bad. You have to, like, comb through the comic with, like, a freaking lice comb to understand what's going on. Like, I need a codex. We've got all the time in the world. No, you don't. If she goes to prison for life, you don't. Jesus Christ. We've got all the time in the world. You just mentioned the trial. You don't have time.
Oh gosh, there's no, like, consistency here to make sure what you're saying actually makes sense.
It's like she didn't even read the last panel before she wrote the next one.
That's bizarre.
And it's written over several days. What would you like to do now? This swimming thing is just like an excuse to draw Persephone's hot bod.
Yeah. Demeter.
What is that green light?
It's Demeter.
Oh, it's Demeter.
The most slandered character in the series.
I know. Demeter deserves better. Oh, I didn't realize that graffiti says F Zeus.
Yeah.
Okay, 145. Heirs. Why did I get involved?
Suddenly showing up, Hecate.
Yeah, she hasn't shown up in, like, again, 129 when they found Persephone. I'm too old to get involved. She has no facial expression.
No.
Oh, that's right. My inherent need for chaos.
No, the entire sequence has nothing to do with what she's thinking.
No, and, like, where is she? What is this?
I guess it's her house?
Why does her fridge have such a big, like, layer cake staircase? That's not, those aren't even stairs. What are those?
Oh no, it's some ruin. It's the Prometheus ruins.
Like, what the heck is going on? And she keeps, like, beer in this fridge?
Yeah.
What? And then Demeter's just standing there. Hello, Hecate. What?
There's no background.
What? No! That was a fridge. This is the fridge.
That's not the fridge. That's getting into another room.
And then they just cut to the fridge?
Yeah.
But I thought it was the fridge.
That's not the fridge.
Oh my god!
Like, time passed and she's still thinking about it. And then you've got this horrible color choice.
This horrible panel of Demeter.
Yeah, SpongeBob character. The beer is like the color of vomit.
Are you with them? What?
Yeah, Demeter's character assassinated to be like super paranoid.
She's like that guy from Conspiracy. She's like Mel Gibson from Conspiracy.
The soy sauce.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart.
Oh my god.
Oh god. And then she's drawn like a
Oh my god.
a shrieking harpy because that's what Rachel thinks she is. She thinks she's a shrieking harpy.
Get a grip. Wait, Hecate's wearing a skirt?
Yeah, and fishnets in this one.
That's freaking weird.
It is.
Where have you been? Are you okay? Have you seen my Corey? Nobody called Nobody cares about Demeter in this comic.
No. And she's making a SpongeBob face.
Yeah. Is she safe? Yup. Where is she? Wasting my time. Don't tell me. If Zeus tortures me for answers, I don't want to risk giving up my daughter's location. Ah, yes. Excellent idea. They're acting like she's crazy when Zeus himself said, I'll do to you, like, what I do to you will make what I did to Prometheus look like a cakewalk.
Yeah.
So he's known for, like, friggin' war crimes. You know, cruel and unusual punishment.
In this chapter, we also find out that he eats fertility goddesses.
Yeah. So, like, why is Hecate going like, oh, Demeter, what a freaking stupid hag.
Because we like Hecate. We don't like Demeter. Demeter. Yeah.
That poor baby. She must be terrified right now. Oh, great. Why do we hate Demeter so much? Like, you just cut to Persephone, like, being a friggin' tool. Persephone isn't even thinking about Demeter.
No.
She hasn't even tried to contact her once. Like, she's such a piece of crap.
She doesn't
like,
care about
Demeter's
her.
like, oh, she must be so worried. I'm so worried for her. And Persephone's like, not even, like, all you did by cutting to Persephone, staring at Hades and swimming with him, is make her look like a giant douchebag.
Yeah, unthinking, uncaring. And it's not even like when she called Artemis, she said, hey, have you heard from my mother at all? Is she okay?
No.
Has anybody heard from her? Because
No.
I'm worried about her.
She hasn't tried to find her. She's like, time to get ready for work.
Or like when she says
She
to
didn't even
Hades-
ask Hecate, can you find my mother too?
No, with Hades, she goes, you know, it would really make me feel better if we managed to
Find my
mom."
mher.
Yeah, can you do that? I
No,
know
she
you have a
wanted to
lot
go
of
effing
resources.
shopping. Instead of saying, like, I want my mom, I'm stressed because of, you know, talking to Artemis, I want to find my mom. She's like, I want to go shopping. She's such a friggin' shallow, stupid, manipulative, sociopathic bint.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh my god.
Where have you been this whole time? Yeah, because Rachel forgot.
Yeah.
I was in Olympus on a bit since, like, it's been, episode 1, I'm assuming 129 is when they found her.
Yeah.
The arrest warrant was, like, 127, 128.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 20 episodes.
That's
Almost 20
weeks.
episodes. Yeah, 20 weeks. It's 4 months.
4 months.
Sugar snaps.
And in the meanwhile, she became like a comic relief character.
Yeah, and she's, like, standing in the void.
Hey, did you notice that background is her version
I
of
know,
spring?
I know. This is supposed to be the couch when she was watching.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like a couch.
It's
It's
just
just
a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of lines.
Yeah.
The art is so horrible in these episodes.
And the Zeus's ruffians were not looking there. I mean, you had Artemis there.
Nobody was
there.
looking for Persephone. What are you
Nobody
talking
was there.
about?
No.
All of Zeus's ruffians would be on the lookout for me. Nobody's been looking for them. The only person was Hermes. And he knew exactly where she was.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. After Persephone collapsed in the junkyard, nobody even found her. Nobody was looking for her. This is such a retcon. Other things are still running smoothly. This is, like, everyone freaking hates Demeter.
Cutting away for a stupid joke. You know what's really annoying to me? Is Zeus is to Demeter like Apollo is to Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody sides with Persephone, and nobody gaslights her and says, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Apollo, he would never.
No.
Hera's on her side. Eros is on her side. Artemis comes around and ends up being on her side, and that's why she confronts Apollo about it later. Hades is on her side because he's not going like, what are you scared of Apollo for? What did he do to you? Apollo's great. What are you talking about? Like, 4 people who are involved, like, tangentially related to that, don't care. And here is Demeter talking about how horrifying Zeus is, how scary he is, and everybody's treating her like a joke.
I know.
They're acting like, you're crazy, woman. You stupid, hysterical woman. What are you so upset about, you dumb woman? You dumb, shrieking harpy. She draws her like a dumb, shrieking harpy.
I know she does.
And then she has jokes interspliced with there to sweep all her fears about Zeus under the rug. When we know Zeus torched all her crops.
We know Zeus torched all her crops, and she tried to build Zeus up as being terrifying with the Kamehameha panel, and with him saying, what I did to Prometheus will make what I do to you look like a joke.
So then
So
why?
she's trying to build up Zeus as this big threat, because otherwise there's no stakes.
No.
Like, we shouldn't even care about the trial if Zeus isn't a threat, but then she even keeps vacillating on that, because she made him look like a clown with the Zoom call.
Yeah.
So it's like she keeps undercutting how scary Zeus is, and then she's just like, Demeter's a freaking idiot. Don't pay attention to Demeter. So it's like, when you have Demeter and her fears about the trial being swept under the rug and, like, being downplayed, and then you have Zeus looking like an idiot clown, it's like, then what's the plot?
Yeah.
Why should I care?
But why is Demeter's fear of Zeus treated like a joke, but Persephone's fear of Apollo is treated with such seriousness? When Zeus has been on screen doing worse things than Apollo has ever done in the story. He torched crops. He goes around and, like, makes jokes about raping women. He says mean things to people. He's a douche. He cheats on his wife.
He's a corrupt ruler.
He's a corrupt ruler. He does all this stuff, and then in this chapter, they talk about how he eats goddesses. So he's on screen doing all these horrible things. How come Demeter's fear is like, you're stupid, but Persephone's like, oh, poor Persephone, I'm so sad.
Because everyone in this comic is only good or bad based on Rachel's conception of the character. Apollo's worse than Zeus, just because. And it's probably because he did something bad to Persephone, whereas, like, if it's not about Persephone or Hades, it doesn't matter.
Jesus.
Like, Hades, like, later on it's revealed that Hades was basically, like, an abusive father to Thanatos, and in the episode where Thanatos talks about it, she has Thanatos apologizing to Hades for being such a bad kid.
Oh my god.
I know!
And she also does the thing where she treats Thanatos' grievances towards Hades as a big joke.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares, Thanatos, shut up.
Maybe you should ask yourself why you care so much.
Why you care so much.
Yeah.
Like this. It's all this, like...
It makes me want to cut off their hands.
Yeah, like, give me those. Well, they detach, clearly, with panel Persephone, where her hand was just detached.
This one, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, so they're just detachable hands, obviously, so...
Sigh. Anyway, then I took the next logical step. Oh my god, her face is sliding off here.
Yeah, but wait till you see her head is like a parrot.
Turn into a bird and lay low. What the F is Hecate doing?
She's got her arms behind her back like this.
But that's not what they look like when they're done, like when they do that. And there's no line art.
It's just like, oh crap, what do I do? What do I do?
I couldn't go to Hestia because she's a snitch.
When? Since when?
Hera's allegiance to Zeus changes with the friggin' breeze.
No, it doesn't. She disguised herself as Persephone to talk to you.
I know.
What are you talking about?
I was your third choice. Thank you.
Why is she being a douche?
Everyone's a douche to Demeter. Always. Like, this entire time she's just been snarking. They forgot to draw her eyelashes. The art is so rushed,
No,
bro.
see, they drew the eyelashes on one eye, but not on the other
That's
eye.
what I'm saying.
And that was the same problem in the previous panel.
Yeah.
They drew them on one eye, but not the other eye.
How does that happen?
I don't friggin' know. In friggin' Butterfly Dream, I had a character who wore glasses, had freckles, and had facial hair. And I drew the glasses, the freckles, and the facial hair every single time. Every single time. I never forgot about it. Not once. How do you forget friggin' eyelashes when you're doing them on one eye?
We've never done that in DCG either.
No.
The most that's been forgotten was the armor pattern.
Or the shell necklace.
No, but even then we went back and redrew it.
Yeah. Like, again, Argentus has earrings, and he's got gaps in his teeth. Never forget to draw those. Ever. Never.
And these characters aren't even, like, detailed.
No.
This sucks.
It's insulting. It's insulting to your intelligence.
I'm afraid Zeus knows about Persephone. I think he already knows, given the current situation. What? What?
No, because she's saying, I'm afraid he knows that she's a fertility goddess, and Hecate just cuts her off and says he already knows. She's being sarcastic there, but it's horribly written anyway.
What? I don't even know what... If they're talking about the act of wrath,
yeah,
then Hecate should be like, yeah, he does already know.
Who do you think issued the arrest warrant?
No, but like this is such an obvious like duh. Like Hecate, do you think I'm stupid? Like of course he knows about the act of wrath. That's why he issued the arrest
Hecate does
warrant.
think she's stupid.
Hecate's a friggin' a-hole.
Yeah, she became super a-hole in this chapter.
And she's got like a stripper skirt and stripper heels on with like a super chunky blazer.
It's just a hideous outfit.
No, that she's a fertility goddess. Oh come on, Demeter, that's not really a thing. Then why was Hades asking her whether she's a fertility goddess in like episode 40 something? He just asked her casually. It is. I'm sure of it. Listen to my theory. Everyone has collectively decided that fertility goddesses are of little consequence these days. They do little more than assist us in keeping the earth plentiful as far as anyone's concerned. Dude, which is it? Is it that fertility goddesses are of no consequence and are just a thing that's like normal and not a big deal? Or is it that fertility goddesses don't exist? Because Zeus said fertility goddesses are an old wives' tale, but Hades said she was a fertility goddess, and now it seems like she realized that that was a mistake, and she's trying to retcon it to say like, oh, fertility, everyone knows fertility goddesses are a thing, but they're nothing special.
Yeah.
They do little more than assist in keeping the earth plentiful as far as anyone's concerned. But the truth is, they are a wealth of untapped power. How does she know this? How does nobody else know this except Demeter?
Not only that, but it's like, do they ever go into how they're a wealth of untapped power? Like, what exactly is the untapped power?
I feel like if Rachel had to explain it, the comic would not be safe for work anymore. Like, it's some weird sex thing. Because it's only male gods and female goddesses. That's why I hate the fertility goddess plot.
Yeah, because when you go into it, like, as we continue to read this little explaino scene, there's no detail or specificity given at all.
No, it's like friggin' sex magic. That's what it is. It's disgusting.
Like hetero, weird hetero
it's
sex
like
magic.
by wielding the female goddess, they get more power. Which is just like, dude, what is wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, it's like the man using the woman to wield. Oh, that's just disgusting.
The woman can't use the power by herself.
No, that's disgusting, dude.
It's
What
so
the heck?
stupid. It's like anyway, Uranos, god of the sky, wanted to become the one true ruler of the gods, and they drew her with a tinfoil hat on, and Hecate looking like, you know, friggin' SpongeBob face, because let's just crap all over Demeter's character some more.
Let me ask you something. Is what Demeter's saying, does that turn out to be true?
Yes.
So then why is she doing all this stuff to make her look like a loony?
Because Rachel hates her.
You're just going out of your way to make her look like she's stupid and she doesn't know what she's talking about. But then Rachel was going, you know, actually, that's a pretty good idea. I'm going to make that true.
No, she did. She made it true already by this point. The only reason, like, she's not clever enough to have a character say something that later turns out to be false. That's never happened before in Lore Olympus. Every time something like this comes up, it ends up being true.
It's so stupid, man.
But yeah, he sees Gaia, the first Earth goddess. Not centered again. Not centered again. Really long. Gutters. Oranos formed a union with Gaia, weaponizing her powers to gain power over all the gods. Like,
what does that mean?
Like I told you, it's like some weird, like, hetero sex thing.
That's weird.
Why would you draw the 6 eyes? They're awful.
They all look effed up too, like
I
they're really
know.
busted up.
He was able to do this because she was a fertility goddess.
How? Give me details. How?
But they don't even explain what their powers are.
No.
Case 2.
No nose in that
I
panel.
know. Kronos, he wanted to overthrow his father, Uranos. So Kronos formed a union with Rhea. The union allowed him to become more powerful and overthrow his father. Rhea wasn't just an Earth Titaness. God, there's only like one word per panel. She was a fertility goddess. Demeter, come on. But she's not even arguing with her.
She's not disputing it, and Hecate's old. She would have seen all
I
this
know,
stuff,
she
right?
did. She's like a Titan. So she was there.
So how come she's not disputing any of it?
Because it's true.
So why is she skeptical?
Because it's friggin' Demeter saying it, and Rachel wanted to be like a huge plot twist, but like I said, she's not clever enough to do, you know, like if this was competently written, you would be laying false leads around, right? You'd be doing like the red herring, you'd lead the audience one way while actually revealing that it's actually this other thing. That's how everyone pulls off a mystery. It's like a game of like, you know, it's like the Prestige. There's the pledge, the turn, and then the Prestige, and the pledge is like you give them a scenario, and then the turn is when you like you give them a scenario and you just like present them with all of the facts, but the facts are ambiguous enough and nebulous enough that they can be interpreted one way or the other. And if you're a clever writer, you won't be doing the thing that sucks is when the writers hide the ball. But a clever writer like Agatha Christie, when she writes her mysteries, all of the pieces are there for you to solve it. If you think hard enough with all of the information given, that would lead you to the correct conclusion of who did it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how a competent mystery is written, where the audience can solve it along with, you know, as it's going on in the story. But Rachel's never done that because she's never built in enough information. Like writing a mystery competently, first of all, requires you to know all the pieces yourself which she didn't do because she didn't plan the story out.
Yeah.
And second of all, it requires you to communicate the ideas and communicate the information to the audience in pieces in such a way that it's kind of deceptive. Like again, Jack Sparrow, you're telling the truth, but you're telling it in such a way that you want to lead your audience down a certain path or keep things very muddy.
Yeah.
But it's still solvable, you know? It's like a riddle. So she hasn't done that either, because the way the information is dropped in the story, it's either nothing is happening in the story for 20, 30, 40 chapters, and then all at once a bunch of stuff happens.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's happening in this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to make it like a huge reveal, but it's like we've never seen anything about fertility goddesses ever. We never, like, it's not like we got like 3 interludes with like Oranos and Gaia, and then Kronos and Rhea, and then Zeus and Metis, and then we put the pieces together ourselves. Oh, those gods were all fertility goddesses, you know?
Yeah, this is all new.
This
to
is
me,
all new
right?
information. So that's what I'm saying. Like, a competent writer would have put those stories in with no commentary and let the readers come to their own conclusions.
No, like Hades even said, like the Titaness Rhea and Kronos. He could have said there's something special about her.
She was a fertility goddess.
Nobody knew what it was, but I think it's because she was a fertility goddess. And I know you said you aren't one, but I feel like you and her, like what you're telling me about growing 50 feet tall, that's something that she was able to do
Only
as well.
the Titans were able to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, Zeus specifically points to her growing 50 feet tall by saying like, oh, well, nobody in the Pantheon could know what that means. What if she's a fertility goddess? Like, he
But
links
Helios
the
is
two.
also 50 feet tall.
Is he a fertility goddess? You know? So, yeah, Zeus makes the connection between those two, but nobody else does.
You know, it's not like friggin' Attack on Titan where all the pieces are there and you can, like, put them together as you're reading the comic.
Yeah.
This is, like, it's just stupid. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, instead of, like, you know, it'd be like in Attack on Titan if the basement reveal truly came out of nowhere and there was nothing to hint at it beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, big twist. But it's like, this twist came out of nowhere. It has nothing to do with anything.
No.
And it's just like, it's a lazy reveal. Like, she thinks she's building a mystery when what she's doing is pulling, like, an M. Night.
Yeah.
Where the twist is just there solely to be shocking.
Yeah.
It's not something that was actually built up to that makes sense for the story. It's like, what can I do that's, like, maximally shocking?
It's like, again, I feel like we might have talked about this in another video, but the death of Sherlock Holmes in BBC's Sherlock Holmes with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
They had no idea how he faked his death. The writers had no idea.
So they just did it to be shocking.
Yeah, and the fans came up with a bunch of really interesting theories, and they said, no, you're all stupid. In fact, we're so smart, we're never going to explain to you how it happened, because, I mean, you wouldn't get it, because it's just so smart.
And that's how I feel like I'm being talked to in this episode.
Yeah, it's just stupid and insulting again.
Finally, Zeus, son of Kronos, also had a desire to rule us all. Hair is not a What happened to her eyebrows?
They're into her bangs now.
Listen. But usually they use, like, line art to do that. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. She needs, like, some kind of Kybella.
No, her face isn't far back enough for that to happen. She just drew Hecate like she was, like, super fat.
I know!
In the face area.
He consumed Metis. We never saw that before.
No.
Because she, too, was a fertility goddess.
Yeah, nobody says what happened to Metis. Oh, Zeus doesn't want to talk about it or something. It was an accident or something like that. No.
And then when Zeus was thinking about her being a fertility goddess, he could be like, as far as everyone knows, that was an old wives' tale, but Metis, you know? Like, this was made up in the same chapter that it was introduced. I believe that by doing this, he was able to use her powers to defeat Kronos.
And Hades never even says to Zeus, so how did you get me out of Kronos anyway? How were you able to do that
then
anyway?
Zeus says, you don't want to know.
Exactly.
Like, we haven't had any build-up to this reveal ever.
But it's weird because doesn't Metis say it takes him longer to heal because he's got more sorrow?
Yeah.
So did Kronos get defeated after he pulled him out of Kronos? Or was he defeating Kronos when he pulled Hades out of him? Was Kronos defeated by that point? Because Metis tells him, you've got more sorrow in you, which is why you're taking longer to heal. So at what point did Zeus eat her? Not to pull him out of Kronos, right?
That's a very good question.
So yeah, like, that's a big question
That's
mark.
a really good point. I didn't even think of that, and I'm probably gonna have to go read that chapter again when I edit this.
Yeah.
Because, like, that makes no effing sense.
No. So is Demeter actually lying here then? Like, who knows?
Why didn't, like, why didn't you write any of this down, dude? Like, just write it down. Like I said, like, I think I've said this before, I don't even think she has written notes. I don't even think she has a Word document. I don't, like, let alone an Excel sheet. I don't think she has anything written down because she contradicts herself so many times.
Yeah, that's crazy. I went back to the chapter where he talks about his trauma. Let's see here. There it is. He's talking to her after escaping Kronos. So I mean, I guess he didn't defeat Kronos when he pulled. He just kind of went, let me eat her first. And she's also huge here, but then when he's eating her, she's tiny. So I don't know.
What the F, bro? What's going on? When did he kill Metis?
I don't know. He used it to defeat Kronos.
When did he defeat Kronos? Did he defeat Kronos when he pulled him out?
No. I don't know what's going on. It couldn't have been, because she's still alive. Like, it's just bizarre. It's strange.
And it doesn't follow the myth, so I couldn't tell you just by going off the myth. So can you please make, like, a backstory episode? Because they also talk about, like, the war and the 6 traitors. Please make a because it still hasn't been clarified. We're 2 seasons in, and then apparently it's, like, extremely plot relevant. Mm-hmm. So can we please have an episode about that? Because I have no idea what's going on.
No.
I have zero idea what's going on. It makes it impossible to follow the plot when information's being dropped like this and we don't have any pieces.
This is, like, embarrassingly bad writing. Like, how could you make that much of a mistake?
I don't know if it's a mistake, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm so in the dark, I don't even know if it's a plot hole.
Jesus.
And I fear that the cycle will continue. It looks like they just copy and pasted the same bodies and changed the colors.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, pretty much.
With my daughter.
Oh, this is your favorite panel.
Oh god, I hate this panel. It's so off-center. It's so off-center. Jesus Christ.
It's like being slapped in the face.
Use the effing grid, bro. Like, please. I beg you. I will pay you money. And you love money. You're effing money hungry. I will pay you $1,000.
Rachel's gonna come,
use the grid.
Come out like a little crab. Money. Grab it and then go back inside.
Money!
I've done everything to hide my daughter for anyone who could use her in that way, but it's getting so much harder now.
Yeah, so the implication, I guess, is that when Persephone was manifesting her abilities...
The reason she was so good at creating spring is because, like, that was indicative of her being a fertility goddess.
Yeah.
And so Demeter wanted to hide the fact that she was so good at using her powers because then everyone would know.
Yeah, and so Persephone was misinterpreting that as her mom being afraid of her.
No, jealous of her. It really came off like jealous of her.
Jealous of her.
That old hag was jealous that all the men were looking at me instead of her.
Midlife crisis alert.
Meanwhile, her mom's like, I want to keep her safe from the pedophiles. And Persephone's like, ever since I was 11, I've had 45-year-old guys like slowing down their vans to try to get me into the van.
Yeah,
and my mom was just jealous.
I guess you could say she was a little bit jealous of me, so, you know.
And then she ended up with a 45-year-old man anyway.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, how can you make her the villain in this scenario? It's literally like a mom trying to protect her kid from pedos. Like, she's a fertility goddess. The implication is that men cannot control themselves around her.
Yeah.
So for Persephone to be like, she's just old and dusty and like an angry feminist. So she was just jealous.
Yeah, no, I mean, Persephone's first thought should be like, why are all these guys like so obsessed with me? Like, after Ares used his powers on her, she should be like, that's so interesting because there's guys who are irrationally obsessed with me. And it can be a scary thing. Like, Apollo, you could turn his, like, frustrating, stupid, confused rambling into him actually going insane because he's obsessed with her. And she goes to check in on him, and he's just got pictures of her everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's, like, covered in his own filth. And his crotch is bloody and raw because he's just been jerking it compulsively to Persephone, like, all the time.
Ugh.
And he can't control himself. And he's, like, bleeding and disgusting. And it's, like, horrifying. Right? Like, what the F?
Yeah, but I friggin' hate the fertility goddess plot. Because it's like, it's so disgusting that you would put that in there and be like, you know what it feels like? It feels like, oh, her power is being so sexy that all the guys want to do her. It's just like Bella Swan. You know that Bella Swan's, like, 45-year-old, like, chemistry teacher was, like, obsessed with her, according to the lore. Stephanie Meyer was talking about that as if it was, like, you know, like, Persephone, like, even her teacher was obsessed with her. It's like, that's effing creepy, dude.
It is, and it's like, that doesn't mean that he is attracted to her. That means he sees her and he sees a vulnerable woman who would be easy to take advantage of, and he wants to,
but
try
like,
to
like the
her.
fact that she, like, stated that little factoid as if it was like, don't you wish you were like Bella? Like, meanwhile, Bella went to, like, Port Angeles and, like, a bunch of random black guys, like, tried to assault her down an alleyway. That's how attractive she is.
No, but...
Like, they always portray that as, like, a good thing.
No, but the reason why, like, predators go out and attack kids and, like, women is not because they're attracted to them. It's because they see them as an easy target.
Yeah, they're easy. Like, especially a young woman who's, like, small and soft, like Bella's described.
Dude, comatose women in nursing homes who are, like, 90 years old get assaulted.
Yeah, you're nothing special just because you got friggin' raped. It doesn't make you, like, I'm so much better than everyone because, like, this is why it comes off as, like, so awful to me, because, like, I'm so much better than everyone because I got raped. Like, don't you wish you got raped? And
it's like femcel stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But it's like, seriously, like, it's because of vulnerability. It's not because of attraction.
No, but, like,
it's because I can get away with doing this to this person.
So that's what I'm saying.
She's
like,
not gonna fight back.
It is femcel logic because she's, like, the kind of person who wants to be, like, catcalled and is, like, angry that she doesn't walk down the street and get, like, harassed.
It's so stupid.
That's why I freaking hate it. That's why I hate the whole fertility goddess plot, because it effing sucks.
Callous and disgusting.
And it's like, don't you wish you were rapeable like me? It's like Kim Kardashian. It's like the Kardashian logic. It's horrible.
I'm just so irresistible.
Exactly.
You're an animal.
So many guys want to rape me.
Oh my gosh, no, it's terrible.
Anyway, they forgot to do the background here too. It's just a flat square. And they forgot to do the texture. Dude, this is so sloppy. They keep forgetting.
It's super sloppy. But it's weird that you wouldn't apply a texture filter on the whole thing, right? It's not, again, it's like
no, you know why?
line.
You know why? Because each assistant only does XYZ number of panels, and then they all send them to her. So it's not like a single reel. And you know, she only does one panel at a time for the thumbs too. That's why the panel size is so inconsistent. The panel size, like, again, she's not doing the panels in a single reel. I've seen her process now. She does each panel individually. So she literally doesn't, and she can't go back to the previous panel, read what she wrote, and then go to the next one. She closes out the previous panel, does another one, and just makes it like a random size, like depending on her mood, I guess.
What the heck?
The panel size has nothing to do with pacing. That's why the gutters are all over the place too. The gutters have nothing to do with pacing. The panel size has nothing to do with pacing because she's thumbing and drawing it at the same time, and she does each panel individually. So she can't even look at it and read it and go like, oh yeah, this is a good reading experience. So yeah, this panel is awful. Look at her friggin' giant boob and her normal giant boob. Zeus has seen a glimpse of what she's capable of doing. I'm sure he suspects her. When has he ever seen her use her powers? He just read the Active Wrath report.
And he was skeptical.
And everyone who was on that Zoom call, like, he's never seen her use her powers. The only one who's seen her use her powers is Ares. And he knows she's how come Ares isn't trying to use her? He'll stop at nothing to keep his sons from doing the same thing to him. Like, kill her?
No, using her powers to overthrow him. Because she says
so kill her so that Zeus' sons can't overthrow him. The background's totally different here. Well, that sounds like food for thought. Hecate's a jerk. How about a nice stiff drink?
Alkies.
I know it sounds crazy. She's totally slanted. Let's say that all of this is true. For one, Ares doesn't have the attention span to overthrow Zeus. Hephaestus doesn't want anything to do with us or his family. Besides those two, Zeus hasn't sired any other godly male heirs. So I think we're all clear on that front. Why can't any guy just overthrow Zeus? I know. What is he doing?
Skipping around.
I didn't know he could fly.
He's doing the funky grandpa.
And who would want to overthrow Zeus anyway? Dude, like 100 episodes later, this still isn't resolved. Apollo's running for president now.
Oh my god, are you freaking kidding me?
He's running for president in a monarchy.
Apollo's like dumber than I thought. Oh my gosh.
Apollo's a freaking idiot. He's so stupid. He decided to run for president in a monarchy.
Apollo's like a Lore Olympus version of Kanye West.
He is.
Just like a stupid clown.
He's a stupid clown.
Just gets dumber and dumber and like keeps saying weird things into the void for attention, and it's like, what the heck?
Okay.
That's enough of that.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts?
This comic sucks and I hate it.
Yeah. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
And so, I mean, we'll keep doing it, but the tone is gonna get like, we had some interesting things to say this time about like how things could have been, why it doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna cut all the intermediate stuff out.
Yeah.
The stuff where we're just reading the panels, cutting all that out.
Yeah. Unless it's like funny, just cut it out. I mean, obviously we said some really funny things that unfortunately can't be in the final cut because, you know,
it's too spicy for YouTube.
Too hot for TV. But yeah, I mean, that was 5 chapters.
And it gets even worse because I remember, so in this 5 chapters, we've had Persephone waking up, Hera at the motel, introducing Hephaestus. I don't know why we're still introducing new characters when we're more than halfway through the series. Then cut to frickin' Apollo getting the files deleted. Then cut to Hecate and Demeter. And it's like, Hecate and... No. We had like 2 episodes with Persephone going like, I want you to want me. That was like an entire episode wasting my time.
An entire episode, yeah.
And then there's Hecate and Demeter, just cut to them randomly. It doesn't go anywhere.
No.
And then after this, we cut to friggin' Ampelos and Eros.
Yeah.
And then after that, we cut to Artemis and Apollo, and we introduce yet another new character.
Leto.
Yeah.
And then
like, there's just so many plots. And then after that, we cut to Minty.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there's no through line. No. There's no consistency. There's no coherency. I don't know. Like, why would you drop all this stuff about the fertility goddesses on us only to cut to Minty? Like, what does that accomplish from a story perspective?
Yeah, and it's still taking place like a day at a time.
Yeah, we're still on... Well, no, thankfully they cut to Hades waking up from a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So then we just cut to Monday.
Yeah.
But it's still Sunday. All of this is happening at the same time on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And it's just horrible. And, like... I just don't have anything else to say about it. Like, I said everything I wanted to say during the discussion. And I'm not going to smash that like button. Actually, no.
I'm gonna smash my computer.
It's just not good, and I just can't believe you made an interesting comment off camera where you said all of the top 5 series on Webtoon are just the ones that have been there the longest.
Yeah,
that's it. So that's really all there is. It's just time and place.
Yeah, and they've been there the longest because those are the episodes those are the series that Webtoon promoted the hardest.
Yeah.
Like, all of the YouTube videos that I've seen for Webtoon comics have all been for the older series. Except for Everything is Fine. And lo and behold, Everything is Fine is also a top Webtoon. It's like the only reason Webtoon that's a top Webtoon, because it got so much marketing on social media.
Yeah, and that's the thing that sucks about the Webtoon model, is that unless you get a lot of marketing and support from Webtoon on the site itself...
There's no visibility, there's no discoverability.
Yeah, unless they feature you constantly. There's not even a tagging system. Like, what the heck? How are you supposed to make it? And it's so much hard work.
Yeah.
So.
I don't even know how often people talk about it on social media. I feel like there's not very many people talking about it on social media either.
No.
Like, the discoverability is so low. Even the people who read on the website, like, there's not very many people going dumpster diving on Canvas to recommend new Canvas stories. So it's like, how do you even get people to read your story? If Webtoon's not going to feature it, the tagging system's awful, discoverability's awful. Like, how does anyone read your stuff, even to recommend it to other people?
Yeah,
you basically have to spam it yourself all over the place.
Yeah, you gotta spam it, and that's kind of what happened to the Reddit Canvas forum. It's just become a spam of self-promotion. And then other people who are like successful Instagram artists with big followings can get a big readership just off the bat. And I think if they have a lot of readership and nice art, then Webtoon will feature them in the Canvas section.
Yeah, but you have to be popular to get popular. That's what the problem is. And like, that's kind of the impetus behind this YouTube. Spoiler alert. But
we're moving into phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2.
The Pyrrhic Victoria saga.
Yeah.
Cinematic universe.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, don't rely on Webtoon to do anything for you. And like, the fact that it's still popular, even though the ratings been going down, the fact that it's still the #1 Webtoon is just like slap in the face.
Yeah.
Because it's only getting worse.
It is.
I don't know how anyone read it after the season 2 started.
I don't know how people pay for it.
Jesus Christ, I don't know. It's really like
like that's like a random item generator from like Guy Online at that point. You're just gonna get crap and be like, ah, yeah. It's like maybe this won't be the good. Maybe this will be good. And you're like, oh, why did I read that? Like that was like killing stalking.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay to read it, right? I didn't want to read it on any shady websites. Support the artist and all that. And I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. And then the worse it got, the more I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and buy some more coins just to see how it ends. And then by the time it ended, I'm like, what a big waste of money. This is crap. What is this? It's sick. It's terrible. It's horrible. Like, oh, it's so bad. Killing stalking. So, yeah, that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed tuning in to episode 10 of the Lore Olympus analysis series.
If we cover like 5 episodes a video, it looks like we'll have another 10 episodes.
I mean, hopefully that's up until the end of season 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can squeeze in 1 or 2 more just to make it faster, just to make it a little less painful.
Maybe we can cover 10 episodes next time.
Because I don't know when you get to the trial how much you can say about that.
Oh my god, the trial is so bad. It's so repetitive and bad. It's I don't even know how many episodes it is. It's so bad that even I stopped reading.
Yeah.
And I always hate reading it to begin with.
Yeah.
God, when does the trial even start? I'm gonna like kill myself by the time we get to the trial.
You gotta quack that out, man.
God.
Clop, clop.
What about the furry representation?
The centaur?
Yeah, the furry representation.
I thought all centaurs were bad.
What?
Is it still screen recording?
Yes.
You can't have that on YouTube, man. The channel's gonna get banned. Cover it up. You gotta put a big black bar.
Oh my god! What the F?
He sat there and drew that.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. 173, so it's another friggin' 20 episodes.
No.
No, not even. We're on 145. It's another 30 episodes. How much can you drag out one plot line? It's 30 episodes, which is like what? 7 months?
It's a long time, man. It's a sunk cost fallacy.
It's like 8 months.
Yeah.
What the F?
Yeah, that being said, oh gosh, another 10 episodes? 10 episodes talking about this? I mean, I don't know.
Let's try to cover 10 episodes next time.
Yeah, we're gonna try to move the pace a little faster because we just want to get to the end of season 2 and then just do an overview like we said at the beginning of the video. We'll take breaks here and there talking about other pieces of media, other webtoons, and then hopefully you guys will find those discussions interesting, and hopefully you found this discussion interesting. So feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for more. Leave us a like and a comment telling us your thoughts about what's going on in this.
And suggest other webtoons for us to cover.
Please, because we don't read
webtoons.
No, I mean, come on, we don't. But this is the #1 webtoon. If somebody told me to read this,
Yeah, I stopped reading webtoon after I saw like the top webtoons, and I was like, what is this crap?
hey, there is a really good Canvas series though.
What?
It's called Inside You.
Oh, that series is great.
It's an amazing series. Hey, that's something that's good. That's quality media right there. You can't get, well, you can get it elsewhere, but yeah, it's a great series. But yeah, so other webtoons, feel free to drop them in comments as a suggestion. I know a couple people have said things like Castle Swimmer, Edith.
But those are good. Castle Swimmer's good.
Yeah, if you guys like seeing us rip stuff apart, please put down things that you'd want to see us rip apart.
Yeah, because people want to see us go savage.
Yeah, and talk about how it could be better. Because, again, the Let's Play gets a little bit stale. I know people were a little bit disappointed that we didn't go crazy.
I think our
over
second
it.
episode's better than the first one.
It is, but even still, like, I was editing it, it's a little boring. Because for the most part, it's fine. But then there's, like, one moment where you're just like, what? Right? And so it's like, those come and go. But I guess it's more interesting and more informative for people to see, like, the really bad stuff. Plus, we do make some pretty good jokes, I guess. Not to toot my horn, but I mean, some people, I agree, we're funnier than Lore Olympus, right? So, yeah, as always, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Same couch, same people, different discussion probably, same Lore Olympus, different outfits, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Maybe you should wear this outfit next time and I'll wear that one. They're technically different.
I think we can save that for the finale.
Oh, ooh.
Or, I don't know, if we cover, like, you know, it'd be funny to do the outfit switch if we covered our own series, which we're thinking of doing.
Yeah, we're thinking of tearing
apart our own embarrassing early foray into webcomics, so you can see that, like, we're trying to be unbiased, and we'll rip apart our own stuff too.
Yeah,
it's awful.
It's so bad. It's like
so bad.
I said it was worse than Lore Olympus. I still hold myself to that.
I don't think so.
So you decide when that video comes out.
Yeah.
You can be the one to make the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. See ya.